Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to not Critical Builds, but Critical Chill, episode 2. The Thank you.
Gotta be Kyle.
No, thank you for joining us this beautiful. Oh my God, it's been so beautiful today. This beautiful Saturday evening, with sub 50 degrees up in Illinois and all over the country. So it's been great. The Ingawa says credit chill. I'll go with it. For people that don't know, since there is such a huge gap between the two episodes from the last episode to the next episode, we're doing a couple of just kind of nice and relaxing hangouts where we just build and talk and hang out, and there's no like direction for this thing. We're just hanging out and having fun. So for those that don't know, the next episode is on the 27th of March. So the 27th of that is 3 weeks from now, I think, if my math is right.
I think so,
Yeah, so the 27th with special guest Tex Marquise. Keep an eye out for that. We're planning all that stuff now. It's almost ready to go. So just in 3 weeks' time, you guys will be able to get a brand new episode of Critical Builds, but we'll talk about everyone's submissions and so on. So tonight we are joined by a smorgasbord of faces, both familiar and new. So let's go ahead and start because.
Hi, guys. You may notice a background change from the previous time I was ever on the internet.
We're also
I'm
noticing a
back in
height
my
change.
hobby room.
Hey.
We're back in the hobby room. We're back in the hobby room. So, due to some life events, I finally was able to reclaim my space. And tonight I'm going to be reorganizing things because it's in dire need of A, a cleaning, and B, just reorganization to make better sense of where I'm working.
Yeah, that's always necessary, man.
Yeah, as you grow in the hobby or just in time, you're gonna always want to reevaluate your workspace and just make sure it's still meeting your needs.
Sure.
And that's what I'm doing today. So
Great.
And check out the cool artwork.
Oh, those are so nice. Seriously. And is
And
the
I got
Sazabi
some other stuff around the room.
Is the Sazabi by Henry?
No, that Sosby is by Hang.
By Hang.
Yep. So when the good old COVID-19 first hit the stage, he was out of work because he works at a music store in California, and all that stuff got locked down. So he was opening commissions for extra income, and so I liked his artwork. So I was like, "Hey, man, hook me up." And he was up for suggestions, and I said, "Can you do an open mechanic design of Zazabi?" He's like, "I got you." And yeah, I love it. It's an awesome art piece. He did an amazing job. And if you're interested, you can kindly ask him. He may or may not make you a commission as well.
Might take him a bit of time.
Kindly. He's a working man with a life, so understand that he may or not be available to do anything for you.
So Bill is asking, who is that? Is that Willow?
Huh? I'm on the floor right now. I'll get my chair going later. Maybe I won't be so awkwardly sitting on it. I'm trying to like navigate kits and stuff and just make sense of this shit.
But thank you for hanging out, Kyle. Always appreciate your presence. We're basking in your
always enjoy
ambiance.
spending time with my bros.
Yeah.
And talking about booby kits, which I have a few that we can talk about tonight.
We'll get to that.
Wow.
All right, and speaking of booby kits,
show us
I
your
did
boobies.
I did like a total wardrobe change when we were in the intro waiting period. Hey everybody, check it out.
Do your Marky Mark look?
Woo! The hotness.
CritiQual build hat. You don't have to get the black and blue hat like Pabs and everyone has been getting. You can get a hat in a few other colors. So I got this blue hat. I love me a royal blue hat. I'm wearing this dope ass Jesse Longren panda fighting dragon dinosaur guy thing. Fucking kick ass. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Welcome. Something like that. I don't know. He's got like a cool, like little, like amazingly adorable sword, and so can't go wrong.
I have no
Ryan,
idea. What does that mean?
Where are my worms? I don't have worms. I buy their doo-doo in a bag. How we do it.
I don't get it.
80s reference for those who don't know. Bill, come on.
This is crazy.
Warwick.
I'm sorry, guys.
Warwick. Where's Warwick Davis? He was like basically almost a teenager when he was in that film. It was amazing.
You want a salmon colored hat, Bill? We'll sort you out. We'll definitely sort you out. But thank you, Brian. Thank you for hanging out tonight, man.
Yeah,
you're always a busy dude, so it's always fun. All right, and then finally, we have a new face, but you guys know this man's name. He's all over the place. We got Mr. Colin. Hi, Craig.
How's it going?
What's up, man?
It's exciting to be here. Long time listener, first time caller.
Woo!
Yeah, so
You need to stop calling, man.
it's going to be fun. I got some things to show tonight, so some things to talk about. It's going to be a good time.
Hell yes! Thank you, Colin. Thank you, man. We'll talk about that real soon. But yes, so here is the group for tonight. We may be joined by a few others. At some point, I have no idea. Some of them are in the toilet pooping. I don't know. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But but yes. As I said before, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I saw John Lynn, Bill, Ngawa, Travis, Sam, Guy, Ty, Steph, Michael, and Steve. So just saying hi to everybody. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions about for anybody here, and if you guys have any questions about anything critical builds related or hobby related, we are more than happy to share and indulge and talk and share knowledge, because that's what we do, and we do it for free. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. So Bill has a question for Colin.
Just one L.
Who is holding that L for you, Colin? And then Guy says, Bill, just don't play with that fairy dust. You might just regret it later. I'm pretty sure someone out there does.
I feel like he just trailed off on purpose there at the end of that.
It's like, is that another 80s reference?
Hey,
So John Lynn has a question.
Right?
Why is it HiCraig and not HiColin?
So it's HiCraig because I send a lot of emails, and every response I ever get back is HiCraig followed by the response. So it's kind of like the brown M&Ms or whatever for the riders for the ACDC or whatever. So that's how I judge when I'm working with vendors and stuff who's paying attention. The ones that actually say hi Colin, they get a return response. The hi Craigs just kind of go to the junk bin. So it just became a funny thing where it's just hi Craig.
Is this just a supplier kind of thing? Is this like just a business thing? Because they seem to it seems like a power move to get somebody's name wrong on purpose. Like, have you noticed that? I've gotten so many Jackie and Bruce. Like, bro, hold on.
Not even close.
It's not even close.
No.
All right.
It's
so
kind of racist. They're calling you Jackie.
That sounded pretty racist, yeah, Pat.
That's because I spelled it wrong too.
I was gonna say, man.
okay, like I didn't hesitate when I said power move.
Yeah, emphasis. There's great emphasis on that one.
And then Julia says, "All right, hi, Craig. Colin makes a cameo on a live stream. Yeah, I know. Colin, you do live stream every now and then. Do you have like a schedule you stick to, or you just whenever you feel like doing
I've
it?
streamed twice in my life, so my schedule was to follow after Pabs and try to kind of milk off your streams when you were doing it last year, and then just life happened.
Oh, dude, yeah. Tell me about it.
I know that.
So a fun fact about Julius, though, I always say that he's my first sponsored builder because he's the one that got me into supplying the tools. He was the first guy that hit me up, and he's got the very first ever set of trial scribe guides. So,
he was
Big up to
Julius,
Julius, man.
as far as I'm concerned, he was the first HiCraig sponsored builder.
Dude, I mean, so I know myself and Kyle. Brian, do you use HiCraig's jigs?
I have HiCraig. I have Colin's stuff. I haven't used them yet because I scribe so very little. But I'm going to.
Yeah.
Maybe actually even on what I'm working on right now, because
Might be something.
It will work with. It will definitely work out with what I'm building.
Yeah.
It isn't like I build a lot of weird amorphous shapes that don't work well with scribes. So like if I'm building like this, like the scribing is just like the little bit of scribing I'm doing is just like chasing the shoulders over here on the squash, you know, like chasing the panel lines on that, and like
Yeah,
there's not really like, you know, it doesn't really lead to that like style of technical stuff. But the Sentinel, I have got a buttload of scribes that I still need to do on that, and I'm really loud. I'm sorry, and I've got a buttload of scribes that I need to do on that, and then this too, because this is the one that I'm working on right now, which you guys here behind the scenes, these friends of mine here with me have seen what I'm working on, but I'm not going to show you people in the audience. But yeah, because it's going to be a little bit more technical, a little more tactical. Exactly, sneaky. For now, but yeah. So
yeah. So I mean, I know myself and Kyle use. I mean, and Brian eventually. He and I use these jigs on a regular basis. And I can attest to like how useful and actually they're really nice they are. Like they've been so useful. Nice. Yeah, I mean, even with because I always have trouble trying to match scribing lines in terms of angles and depth and how far they should be into the piece and how, you know, like I am crooked-eyed as fuck. Like it's not because of my race.
Racist.
It's not race. But like
Racist.
I have trouble. But yeah, your jigs have been really helpful in just helping me keep symmetry like like without sacrificing quality. It's been really nice, man.
Yeah, because I actually made my own at one point and out of styrene so many moons ago, and they've lost their trueness. I'm just like kind of skipping with the scriber and everything, and I was like, man, I gotta redo these. And then Colin came out with his stuff. I was like, I don't even have to redo shit. Let's just go to the website and buy it. And the fact that you quality check your stuff is a testament to your product too. Like I remember you posting like, here's all the shit that failed. I was like, that just gives people that reassurance that these are actually quality checked. You're not just like, yeah, fresh out the printer, straight in the bag to your house. Fuck it, who cares? So yeah, I that was kind of a plus for me when I saw that one post. I was like, yeah.
It's the one thing about them that kind of frustrates me is they're thin, right? And every time you're 3D printing, it just takes one print line to be off or, you know, not adhere, and the whole thing falls apart. So it sucks, but you know, don't want to send out crap either.
So there's a question from Bill.
To be honest, I don't know if I'm the guy for that job. I'm not the best modeler. If literally I make the scribe guides are about as basic as they come, but I can take a look. Doesn't hurt.
Why not, man? I mean, it's what do you use to model your stuff out? Are you a CAD guy or are you a poly modeling guy?
Fusion 360 is what I'm using.
So that's CAD, right?
CAD,
yeah. Cool, man.
I can't do modeling anything that has a curve. I haven't quite got there yet, but we'll get there. I got a resin printer too now, but I've only printed one thing, and it was a pain in the ass compared to, you know, using PLA and just printing it and leaving it, and it didn't stink up. You know, it stinks up the house when you're printing on the resin, but I have some plans for that once I finish my current build. So.
Well, yeah, and cleaning and all the maintenance is significantly different than a filament printer.
Yeah, it's getting easier, but it's been a headache.
Yeah,
like, it's just.
I still got to clean mine. It's over there in the corner.
You haven't cleaned that yet?
That's the only thing sitting on the thing.
The Stormtrooper skull.
Yeah, and we had to leave the house because it just stunk, and I didn't prep the house, I guess. So it was.
What did you?
Resin did you use?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I think I used the regular Algu resin. I have the water one now. So
yeah, the water one's significantly less odor. That's what me and Julio use frequently, and you'll notice a difference in the smell. It's not as intense.
Yeah, I think once I'm done the backpack that I'm working on, I'd like to try to 3D model it. It's basic shapes that I think I can handle. So that's kind of the plan for the next time I'll be resin printing.
Yeah, I like how it's coming along too. By the way,
there's a Korean builder named Godfinger. I don't know if you follow him at all, but he recently just did a 3D print of the mega size RX-78. Like he did like a detailed version of the backpack. Yeah,
that backpack's sick.
That was impressive, man. Like I don't think he's even touched
3 or 4 designs too, right?
Yeah, he hadn't touched 3D until that point.
Yeah, I think he has the bazooka. Either he's prepped it or he's working on it, and it looks pretty sick too.
I'm curious what his main career is, because he seemed to be very versed in 3D program design. So I was like, curious what he does for work.
Bill, I'll tell you what. Send me the dimensions. Let's see if we can do something.
It's probably the most asked for thing out of what I offer is handles. So it is something on my list to look at, but just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get ones that support the display stuff, because
Display.
though their handle is great, not only is it very hard to get your hands on, it's also very pricey.
Right.
I don't need an aluminum weighted handle. I just need something that's well balanced and can hold my tools. So paying the extra buck for this was kind of a hurt to the groin.
I don't need it either, but I want it.
I mean, it's nice, but I want to have a chisel handle for all my chisels independently, and I don't feel like spending $25 for each single one of them. That racks up fast.
It does. It really does.
So it'd be nice to have some cheaper options, much like BMC's chisels are only like $5 or $6, the plastic ones. So yeah, there's a good market there for you if I wanted to jump in on.
I mean, if you need, I can technically export STLs over from poly modeling if you need that stuff, as long as you can make sure the dimensions are right. I can.
See, my thing too is because I've had a few people ask for. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can bring this up here.
I mean, if you want something to share on screen, you can just go ahead and request it, and I can pull that up.
Yeah, there's
So I
a
have-
share screen option.
Like this is a lot of people ask
there
for
you
this thing, right? And it's tweet, but it's a nightmare to print, right? It takes like 24 hours or something. So it's always trying to find the balance between it being useful and not taking, I just couldn't mass produce this thing if I wanted to, right? So kind of the thing. The nice thing about the jigs they're small. I can do a whole bunch pretty fast, especially if they don't print properly. It's not the end of the world where, after a few days, the print fails. It's kind of brutal.
24-hour, I know that suffering. 24-hour print, and then you're like, so at 8 hours, this thing failed and just kept running for the rest of the way. I was like, fuck me. Hate that feeling. It's the worst.
It's a sucky feeling.
Yeah, remember that Ray print I was doing, Pabs?
Yes,
It's
I
an
do.
18-hour print, and they've all failed.
So, Guy says, I just want a handle option for the SAB/BMC chisel since the BMC handles are very scarce in the US now. Guy, I don't know if you know this, man, but BMC/Suji Borido are currently not producing anything due to material shortage.
Yep.
That is why their chisels, their tools, the handles, all of that stuff is very hard to come by because they are not producing anything right now.
Yeah, their production line is at a complete halt right now.
Yep. It sucks, but it is what it is.
Thank God for other companies jumping in the market. Good time for them to take over and BMC to kind of fade to obscurity for a bit until they can reclaim their throne.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you want that. You want a competitive market, though.
I sense hesitation in your voice.
No, I am very much in the camp that Suji Borido/BMC make really good stuff. It's just they are not willing to really. It doesn't seem like they're willing to expand their market away from the Japanese builders. So people are having trouble importing and exporting their stuff, and it sucks because I'm trying to remember who else doesn't like exporting their products. I can't remember the other tool company, but it's just it's a shame because there is absolutely the potential to. You can see how people are clamoring and wanting these things, and they're not accommodating it. Yeah.
Well, it's like a forced because even before COVID, it was hard to get their stuff in the States. It was crazy high priced because of that. It's like they forced great materials so then they could get people hyped on it, and then they went with a low, so the demand was there, and then they immediately followed up with low stock to then boost their value significantly. It was a power move, definitely. They're like, all right, we'll get the demand high, and then we'll cut the supply short, thus allowing us to increase our pricing without actually upping our production. It's like, no, that's fuck you. No, that's not how that works. Kind of a
Well, I
dick
mean,
move,
that's
in
not
my
even
opinion.
the case. They just do not want to expand their production line. They are catering specifically to their Japanese audience, and that's it.
Well, I heard from a friend.
So that's the fuck
He's
you.
in Kadena, and he was saying that it's hard to get their stuff there too, because he builds planes and such. He's like, yeah, even here in Japan, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean
Oddly
now
enough, I
it's
was like, really? I thought you'd have hands on. No, this is like 2 years ago.
2 years.
I was like,
man.
what? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it felt like they were already pigeonholing the market before they had a legitimate excuse to say so.
That sucks.
Yeah,
If that's the case, that does suck.
not a fan.
No,
But
I mean,
the products are amazing, so I really can't smack them too hard.
smack him hard. There you go. Thank you. So, Colin, you said that you had something you wanted to talk about.
I do.
What is this something you want to talk about?
The special tools.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
All right. Let me go ahead and let me see here real quick. So, I forget how to do things now. Let me go ahead and there you go, Colin. Go ahead, man. The floor is yours, good sir.
So there's a bit of a story behind how these came about, which I think is somewhat amusing, I guess. I don't know if you guys remember, but maybe a month ago, Pabs put a story basically asking if people would want his name on some high-end tools. And then I messaged him and said, how did you know I was making custom Pabs tools? To which he said, oh, really? And then he didn't serve me a cease and desist. So I said, well, not really, but it's a good idea. And then basically there was another stream I was watching and he was hyping up the tools and said that he liked them. So the next morning I went out and got some Pabs Purple.
Yeah.
And I was gonna release some Pabs Purple tools. And then we got talking and we thought it'd be really cool to maybe do a Critical Builds edition. So that's what we ended up doing. I went and basically did the purple. It's the same tools. However, they're in purple, which is kind of nice because I print in two types of blue. And if you're unfortunate enough to get the 45 in the straight in the same color of blue, it's kind of a pain. So it's kind of nice to have another color. The other thing about these is they got a custom graphic on there. So Pabs was so kind to do the actual marketing for it on the packaging. And then, so we have the 45s, the straight. I have the vent jigs. And I also have these chamfer guides, which I can talk about later, but they're a new tool that I use on that backpack. And then I realized that they're pretty useful. So I went ahead and made those. And there's only two ways you can actually get these tools because they're limited edition, as the packaging says. So you could go about it, the painful way and go to my store and click a bunch of buttons and add things to carts. And then, yeah, sure, you'll get some tools and they're cool. Or you could take the better route and partake in Critical Builds. And then not only do you have a chance at getting some tools, but you'll also get the Critical Build knowledge so that you'll know how to apply the tools in the most effective manner on your models. So these are live right now. They just went live in my store. I wanted anybody that was on the Critical Build stream to have first shot at the purple ones. But they're limited quantity. And then once they're gone, we're going to close the vault.
Boom.
Ooh, Disney reference. Love it.
The Critical Builds vault. But yeah, so
Cinderella and all the other princesses.
I mean, I want to say, first of all, a huge, massive thank you to Colin for even suggesting these. I mean, I was kind of dicking around with the thought of having branded tools, and the thing with that is you don't want to just put your name on something that sucks. Essentially, that makes sense. You want to put your name on something that's quality that you use yourself, and all that stuff. And I mean, there have been offers put forward where people were like, we want to put your stuff on tools. I'm like, no, I don't really use that, and I don't want to put my name on something I specifically don't use. But I use Colin's stuff. And when he brought these out to me, man, I was like, yeah, definitely, I definitely want to do something special and do something that isn't going to sully the critical build's name, because I mean I say that, but at the same time I also don't want to be like, oh man, like Pabs has this ego about it. But the whole point of critical builds was critiquing and quality, and that also means bringing forth a certain amount of quality to what we do. And I use, like I said, I use Colin's tools constantly, and it's fucking awesome. So first of all, the past purple is something special. I love it, dude. But yeah, so as Colin says, man, if you guys don't know, his store and stuff is both in the description of this live stream under all that stuff, as well as if you guys want it, it's HiCraig.storeenvy.com. And as Colin says, these are very limited. If you guys want them, now is the time to get them. And then also, if you guys are entering in the critical builds core build off, I can't even remember our own build off name. But,
you started it.
I know I started it. I don't remember it, man. Okay. So many things.
So long ago.
Just say it.
If you guys do, if you guys have entered that and are building something for that, these will also be in the prize pool. So if you guys want your own Critical Builds limited edition, chamfering guide and scribing jigs and stuff like that, those will be available. And again, thank you to Colin for that.
Pabs, that reminds me of something.
Yes.
Isn't there something else that is also limited edition that will be going off of a certain store come March 27th?
Yeah.
It's all words, baby.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, the two shirts that are currently on the store, there's three, but there's the two host specific shirts. So the Bro Builder, it's all words, baby, where it's just one giant transcript of Brian's transaction, yeah, more or less. I mean, we're getting that knowledge, where you get a transcript of Brian's words at 20, like something like 10 minutes of a stream, in a shirt. That is that, and which is probably our most popular T-shirt for some reason. I'm not sure why. To me, it's a fail.
It's not a fail.
Good. It's good.
To me, it's a fail shirt. These are also limited edition, so these are only going to be available until the next episode of Critical Build. So just before that episode goes live, I am taking these off the store, and then I'm going to be replacing them with two new shirts, which are going to be specific to other hosts of the show. And by others, I mean, you guys know who I'm talking about. So we have three more, 2 or 3 more, yeah, on the show. So they're getting their own shirts soon, and you guys will see those designs hopefully on the show on the 27th. So there you go. And then so back to Colin's stuff. So as Colin says, you guys will get first dibs at these. I think that they look infinitely better in purple. Just saying.
I will note too that they are like version 3 or 4 now. So if you're an OG and you have the originals, these ones I have been working on them. They're slightly thicker. So I think the original ones were 1 millimeter, and these are 1.25. So they're just a little bit better, in my opinion. They last a little bit longer, and there's a less chance of there being a bad print line in them and having them snap. So I'm always making changes to them. So these are the best ones yet.
Well, so Colin, Steve has a question.
I did not make the 60 degree only because I only had one printer going and one thing of purple filament. I could, but I just haven't done the 60 degrees in purple. I think that's the only tool that I didn't get around to making enough to make them available.
Gotcha. And then Rushlam says, Critical Builds is a feedback / critiquing show. People submit pictures of a project and they give feedback on present. Who are you asking that?
Sam.
Oh,
L
Sam.
is asking.
So I had to take a break from watching streams due to family stuff. What is Critical Builds? Yeah, so Bill answered that question. We started this back in June of 2020, where people would always post their work in progresses, and people would praise and do all that stuff, and that's great. But there are people who out there who post work in progresses just because they feel like they either don't know how to progress or they need like more eyes on what they're doing, but they're not getting the truth, either the truth or feedback that actually helps them. Yeah, it becomes more of a troll thing. So we started Critical Builds as a way to have people who are looking at builds in a what's the right word for it? In critiquing. Was that the right word?
Mindset.
An objective. Yes, thank you, Kyle. In an objective way, and having 4 or 5 pairs of eyes looking at a build and giving you ideas and lighting a fire under your ass to see if we can either help you better or improve what you wanted to do or help you achieve what you were wanting to do but not really sure how to go about it. So it's that was the whole point of it, and I think it's been really successful. I want to say. I mean, not really. I mean, it's been really great so far. It's been a lot of fun working on it.
Yeah.
And it's been.
I would call that successful.
I think so. Yeah, I mean,
I have a blast. We talk about a lot of cool stuff. I got to see a lot of cool models and share my ideas on how the artist is expressing their work and stuff like that. For me, that's what I really liked when I was going to school for art, was that time when everybody put all their work up on the board or up on the wall or in the auditorium or wherever the hell it was, and we all just talked about it. Because you get a round table discussion of all these different things. You learn new things constantly from observing other people's artwork, whether it be someone that is current or someone that's old, like a master or something like that. So it's really valuable, and I'm really proud to be a part of it, honestly.
Me too, man. It's on my channel and stuff like that, but I don't think I'd be able to do the show without the other guys, without Brian Z. It's because it's I think it's fine because I've seen other shows where they critique work and stuff like that, and they're looking at other people's work, but you only really get in one side of it because it's just one sometimes 2 people doing it. Having 4 or 5 different pairs of eyes, and we all have different aesthetics and different kind of ways of approaching a build, whether it's custom or not, is I think what really sets Critical Builds apart, just because it's complete, it's totally different mindsets and that all comes together and whether you want to listen to Kyle or whether you want to listen to me or Brian, it doesn't matter, because you're getting that specific kind of aesthetic style that you are looking for. So whether it's Z's unfinished kind of method, I don't know, or Brian's weathering methods, or Kyle's cleanliness, or my cleanliness, it's all different, and people are getting that feedback. And then Ruslan Bill says Kyle should be a pink unicorn horse, not mecha, with NTD under it.
I mean, so I didn't wear it tonight, but I have a shirt that says Unicorn Dad, I think is what it says, something like that. Because my daughter loves unicorns and dinosaurs. So her shig is unicorns and dinosaurs, and obviously I am her father. So I am the father of unicorn and dinosaurs. Maybe one of these streams I'll wear the t-shirt for you guys so you can enjoy its glory as much as I do when I wear it. My wife got it for me. It's a great t-shirt.
Very nice.
And then Guy says, I still say Kyle should be, it's not Candy, Sensei Underboob.
I don't know, like Paz was saying, it's hard to peg me down. I don't even know what he's going to come up with, so it's a surprise for me too.
Yeah, because you kind of have to think about it in a design sense, because you still want it to stay within that Critical Builds thing.
So
but
no boobies, guys. I'm sorry.
But you also want to show off, obviously Kyle's personality, or Brian's personality, or Z's, and so on. So it's hard to think about it in that way.
Did I throw all that shit away?
I don't know.
Dude,
I thought I kept the runners
daily.
for
I say that
the clear blue plastic. I thought I kept the runners for all that, so I can kind of like use the plastic itself. This is the only one I kept. So yeah, fuck me, guys. We're gonna have to get really creative on this.
Oh, if you guys didn't see my work in progress earlier today, here's the body. So I'll make myself bigger briefly.
Oh yeah.
So here's the Barbatos. So these hands were mostly hand painted. Like obviously the white was airbrushed, and then the gray parts were hand painted. A lot of Colin stuff like tools were put into making this damn thing. So yeah,
That's why your scribe looks so good, because you're a hack and Colin fed the way, baby.
yep.
Woo!
Colin pretty much is my my ghost builder essentially.
That's right.
Nice. It's funny though, but we were talking the other day, Pabs, and I was telling you about how it's cool that I've made something that other people are using, and then you can see it in their model. So in a way, I didn't do it, but I can say that I've had a piece of that model. So I just think that's really cool. As much as it is cool to sell tools and stuff, it's even cooler to be a part of someone else's build and know that you did something to help them out to accomplish what they were trying to do.
Oh yeah, man. Like I know that feeling. So when back in 2005, 4 or 5, I had just started doing graphic design professionally, and like one of my first jobs was I had to create store displays for this clothing store, and I had worked hard on this design for weeks and months, and it was frustrating and stuff like that. And then when it's finally printed and you see like your work being displayed for the first time, and it's helping and aiding that store to kind of bring people into the store. It's a different feeling because you're contributing to something, to a goal essentially, right? And I think that's what your tools do, man. Like your stuff. I mean, it's a different kind of, obviously it's a different kind of contribution because you're directly helping people improve on what they're doing, and that's nothing to scoff at for sure, man. Like
There's the very first
question.
Yeah.
Do you do the Leonardo thing? Like, that's my scribe jig. That's my scribe jig.
I'm not gonna lie, like I know, well, it's pretty close to me. I know who's bought the scribe jigs, and whenever they have their stories and stuff, and it's their workbench. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking and zooming in and trying to see if I can see them sitting on their bench.
Let me see that. Let me see the goods.
But there was the very first person, and the name's escape me now. When I first put them on the store that bought them, he posted on Instagram, and it was basically, I wasn't gonna even attempt scribing until I saw these things, and I wanted to give it a try. So like that was like the very first comment that I ever received about the tools, and it was about someone who literally tried scribing because he saw the tools and it looked easy for him to attempt it, right? So that was probably at that moment I was like, all right, I'm gonna mass produce this as much as I can because that's pretty damn cool.
I would say,
I mean, scribing can be hard, but the jigs probably really help make that gap easier because it's really not hard, but the whole straight line concept seems to elude most people who don't scribe typically. So that's good that you can bridge that gap for them.
I mean,
Push them into
honestly, the regularity, the ability to reproduce, a normal, a standardized shape easily, and that is ideal. Because,
and I mean, if there's a tool out there that makes things easier for you to do the things that you do anyway, I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, actually. Me and Brian. We're obsessed with tools that just make our lives easier. I mean, it's supposed to be a fun hobby. Why complicate this shit with crappy tools? They're not even tools at all.
What's up?
What up, Manny?
Nothing much. I'm in my mom's basement.
Damn, taking it back.
In my mom's
Been a while
basement.
since that.
Yeah, so what's going on, guys? I just got back from playing bowling. I did terrible.
Nice. Did you win?
Oh yeah.
He said he did terrible.
No, I did terrible. I did the highest.
I mean, it depends on who you're bowling with. You could bowl terribly and still win.
No,
This is true.
I'm playing against my oldest son, who was in a bowling league, and my mom, who took bowling as an elective in college.
Nice.
So you got whooped then, probably, right?
Yeah, I got work.
Did they at least
I
give
come
you a
from a line
handicap?
of bowlers.
They're like upper, like lower 200s, and I was like, yeah,
I broke 100.
I got 80.
John Lynn, if you show off your scribing jigs that you buy off the payday and then not the Pabst Bubble one, the Critical Build limited edition, I'm gonna be so mad, dude.
The ultimate
So
betrayal.
The ultimate anime betrayal.
The
2021.
Nani?
Gonna be on the top 10 list easily.
I got my mom's dog with me too.
Nice.
So,
Dogs are awesome.
well, he doesn't want to hang out here, but they're worried that all the kids upstairs are going to trample him.
Right. Mhm.
No mas.
So he's not happy being down here with me. It's okay. I don't want you either. No, I'm kidding.
Be chill. Oh man, I'm such a dog guy. It's so crazy. Can't wait to get a dog again someday.
I'm going to get a cat again, hopefully.
Yeah, we got 2 cats. My cats are kick ass too.
Yes, they are.
You know.
I think them.
Cats are assholes. They're not kick ass at all.
I bet if they'd be kick ass if they hung out with me.
No, they'd be assholes.
Yeah, maybe they'd be assholes. It's hard to say. Cats are all weird.
He's got half a stash. Come on, that was the first red flag. Should have known that when I adopted him. Half a mustache. Suspicious.
So we got Julie saying, before getting Colin's jigs, I tried to scratch build my own and failed. After getting the HiCraig jigs, my thoughts about scribing went from I'm scared to I can do this. They are a great tool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's gonna feel great to know that you've contributed to the growth of builders in that manner. I mean, that's what we do with Critical Builds. We hope to have the same impact. So that's awesome.
I agree.
Rick, that is a lie. They are not kick ass because they're assholes. They're just assholes.
Yeah, so I mean this is the first time, but we got to have some time with my sister-in-law's cat named Peanut. And that little dude is the sweetest cat I think I've ever met.
Nice.
You don't live with him though.
You haven't met my
You
cats yet,
don't
but
know.
that's all right.
he or he or she, I can't remember the gender of the cat. She would so you would call it so it knows its name now. So you just call it, basically call Peanut, and it comes up to you and rubs its face on your hand, and then it's what's the word for it? When it lays down, or her name, her thing where it lays down and shows you its belly.
Oh, yeah.
I don't just, I guess, showing your belly. I didn't know there was a term for
Yeah,
that.
just cats being cats, man. That's
They show your belly, and then you scratch it, and usually with other cats, if you try scratching their bellies, they scratch you up. But
Nope. My one cat, Chewy, loves that, man. She's a belly scratcher. I'm getting Yumio into it, too, my other cat, Yumio, but she just had, surgery earlier in the year where she had, a full mastectomy, and they took, half of her mammary glands out, and cancer. Fuck it. Anyhow. But yeah, so getting them used to it, they love that shit. My cats are so friendly, though. We have, anomalous cats, I think. Colleen and I do.
So my cat must have known I was talking about him because I just heard him and the other one fucking around in the hallway. Open the door, he's like, "Oh shit, they see us!" Like, assholes, guys.
Abort mission.
No,
Abort.
that's
Abort
not
mission.
assholes. That's awesome. That's the cats
No.
being cats.
The only thing that's awesome about my cat is he collects shoes. Other than that, he's a piece of shit.
I think that's even greater. Man, I can't wait to meet that Kyle.
All of our shoes are
I'm gonna
literally
meet the fuck out of
upstairs,
your
even though
cat,
they
Kyle.
belong downstairs because of him. Fucking pumpkin.
That's really
Oh, yeah, and his name is
I like
Pumpkin
it.
Spice Latte. And no, I didn't
Pumpkin
name him.
Spice
That's how
Latte?
he came to me from the shelter. Because he looks like Pumpkin Spice Latte. So the lady at the shelter, Sunny, had a habit of naming animals based on how they looked.
Oh,
And of course, she
Christ.
was a basic white chick, so obviously the
Oh,
names apply.
I'm sorry
So,
for
I mean,
your
I call him
cat.
Pumpkin,
Pain.
but when he's in trouble, he's Pumpkin Spice Latte.
I call
Full name
my
for
cat Chewy. I call my cat Chewy pumpkin patches.
Ah.
I call my one cat Yumio Mama Ding Dong.
He could be a dick
Mama
sometimes.
ding
What's
dong.
that?
And she responds to it.
Oh.
It's great, man.
What a
It's like my
name.
dog. My dog had 1,000 names. It's all the same shit, man. It's about I don't know. It's just I'm weird. I think weird things. Don't listen to me
No, we'll listen to you, Brian.
unless I'm giving you good advice.
Hey, I know I'm weird, but don't call me out like that, Pabs. What the fuck?
Let me see.
about
Jonathan
that, guys.
says, I have a cat named Cat and a cat named Dog.
Cat
Nice.
dog.
Jesus Christ.
You-
Well, you know what? Michael Dawson has a question. Can we share our clean versus weathered build work in progress on critical builds?
Yeah.
So yes, yes, you can, Michael. I don't know if I should announce this.
We can't really give Pabs can't give advice, obviously.
I cannot-
Pabs is a judge, so
I cannot
yeah,
give
it's a
advice.
conflict of
Yes.
interest.
It's if you guys want to though, you guys can you can share it. We can you can submit it.
Oh, we can
And
only do
the
it
rest-
as a feature though, right?
Yeah, or you can let the rest of the guys over here talk about it and stuff like that, and I just
Well,
will not say anything.
What's your guys' opinion on with me and Brian and Julio being fellow competitors in the competition, giving feedback?
Ooh.
Is that a taboo
You all-
thing,
you all-
or is it
Valid.
considered?
That's why I was saying
Helping
just
out
do it as a
fellow
feature,
competitors.
right? We just can
Yeah.
only do it as a feature, right?
Yeah, maybe just as a feature. I think
As a
you're
work
right.
in progress, what's the
Yeah.
purpose of a feature if you don't get any input?
Well, I whip feature my
That's-
shit,
I understand.
homie.
Well, yeah, in your particular
So,
instance, but like other people, I would
Right.
think it better suit them to get criticism on it and input so they can make sure they're meeting their goals.
So I don't know if oh god, should I announce this here? Should I not?
No,
The guys
no.
know
Talking
about
about
this.
Pabs. I don't know.
Hold on. I'll
Wait,
I'll private.
are you sure I
I'll
know?
private
I'm
it.
not ringing your bell. Okay, can you guys hear my television by chance?
Very
Just
mildly,
barely.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just
Okay, I
barely.
want to make sure it wasn't
You mentioned that
popping
before.
up on the thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh right. Well.
Well,
Yeah. I don't
okay,
know.
so Pabs, what's the certainty? Because I think that's still very much an uncertainty.
It's very much a certainty.
Like percentage wise,
Alright.
are we above 80%?
We're above 80%.
It's over 9,000.
I would say go for it. I mean,
It's over
that much of a guarantee,
9,000.
We're gonna announce it eventually. What? Over
So I
9,000?
can't. I can't say which episode. That's the thing. I can't say which episode, since we already have some guests lined up. But one of the guests. Oh, okay. Hopefully he doesn't kill me for this. But one of the guests for Critical Builds is going to be none other than
Someone
Mr. Zaku Aurelius.
Ha, ha, ha.
So we might do a clean versus weather kind of centric episode, but it's something that we won't be able to give feedback on. So I think that's kind of a gray area. So I'll have to talk to Zach about that. But I did speak to him about because we encourage people sharing their builds for this competition, both on social media and wherever else. So it wouldn't make sense for us to go, well, we should not have it on critical builds. So I'll try to get clarification from him. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think that makes
Share your
sense.
shit, but not here. Take it elsewhere.
Yeah, that's pretty whack.
And then Bill says, I would submit the build only in the beginning stages for feedback. Later stages, I wouldn't, so it stays competitive.
Yep.
And then Sam L says, I would definitely like input on my clean versus weathered build. This is my first competition and also my first finished, hopefully painted build. But I'd be okay with it being after it's done. Sam, that is
fabulous.
awesome. Yeah, I'm really.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait to see what you do,
Welcome
man.
to the fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually like I'm joining the competition and I'm building to inspire and to help people like try and grow and create more cool shit. Like that's why I'm competing. I'm not competing to try and like be the bestest or whatever. I want to be more of a part of the community and help other people get super stoked on it and build the best thing they can. So definitely hit me up with any questions you might have, and I don't have a problem answering in that. I took my Stein. In fact, I'll just share a little bit right now. I took my Stein and I added about almost 9 millimeters to it in the center
put the
section,
service on that.
so that I can actually pose it because they don't have any articulation at the torso, and I always like to add articulation to the torso and wherever the kit's kind of blocky, so allows me to pose things a little bit different. I do have to do a little bit more modification. I have to build some armor. I have to be creative about it, but that's all part of the game.
Since we're talking about our builds, guys, I'm gonna show you guys mine. Don't mind the shitty desk, but so I'm working on. It's not fully connected, so let me see how I can do this without taking away its sanctity. I'm building the MG Fenix, even though it looks like a unicorn.
It's upside
I
down.
stripped it. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Cameras.
With the magic of the internet, I'm gonna flip it. So, like Brian, I too like to make things proportionately make sense. So, I extended the torso, I beefed up the thighs, I'm beefing up the calves, doing some scribing and detailing and all this fun stuff. I aim to wow both the judges because neither one of them likes unicorns. So, if I can make them go, oh, this is pretty cool, I win in my book.
Hold on. Who says I don't like unicorns though?
Well, okay. If I wanted to impress you, I'd built a Barbados. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves.
True.
This is not doing me any favors.
True. Let's see here. And then Bill says, or have only guests who are not participating or judging in the contest and give feedback, like Bill.
Yeah,
Maybe Bill.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that could be a thing. Yeah. All right, and then Sam L says, "Yeah, I went with my stray because it is so detailed already, and it is forcing me to be more creative with how I am adding details." See, I really like that idea where you are trying to feature the details already on the kit without having to create your own. It's a cool thing. And then Silver Member says, "Who's doing clean so I know how much to step my game up?"
So I'll tell you 3 big names, not including myself, that are building in clean. One of them happens to be our good buddy Josh, Viper X10, and Donnie, Art CB.
Art Inc. by DB.
Yeah, Art Inc. by DB are both doing clean and have a notorious record of building meticulously customized clean builds. And then I'm the third person. I'm not a heavy hitter, but I'm also another person in the clean category. But to answer or to counter Bill's statement, I've actually heard more people going for weathered than I have clean. So I guess we're looking at even spread competitively, which is nice.
Now, let me kind of add to what Kyle is saying. We're not saying you should feel discouraged by who's entering whichever category.
Feel you.
Yeah, fuel you, man.
And then Bill says, I think I've heard more people say clean than weathered. And I'm with Bill. Like, I've heard more people say clean than weathered. I don't know if that's just because it was
That's all you're
directed or
reading.
not.
Yeah, that's it's like when you buy a car and all you see is the car you bought. It's like because I've seen a bunch of people say weathered. They're like, screw clean. I want to go weathered.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Let me see here. And then John Lynn says, I've been looking at doing the clean section, but I have a cool paint scheme idea that I want to do. It's not about winning for me. It's about the fun I'll have with people doing it.
Yeah.
And then we have Steve saying, y'all scared to get dirty. Listen, Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Listen here, man.
Speaking of dirty, I'm using this currently. It's very nice.
Let me make it big.
Nice and nice.
What is
Super
that?
nice bevel sander. This is the Display bevel sander, and has like a nice gauge on it. The gauge isn't 100% accurate. Doesn't really matter. I got it set up with some David Union 240, some coarse grit stuff, and then some of the Display 600 on the backside. It's good.
Nice.
Helps me
This
think
one's for
that I
Steve.
I made the
I want
most
something
square
that's-
thing.
That's dirty.
Dirty boy.
Dirty boobies. Da, da, da. So this is one of the resin figures I got my hands on recently, and here's another one. And the glare is killing me.
Hold on, Kyle. What? Is that what is that? From
Flip.
Valkyria Chronicles?
Valkyrie
Yes.
It's Valkyria. No, this one's Valkyria. It's the one from Sega.
So the one up top, yeah, the one
different.
up top. Isn't it? That was from Azure Lane, I believe, or Kyoto Collection.
Bless you.
Yeah, the gotcha game turned anime. Yeah, and then I got to get back to working on this one that I kind of pieced together.
Have you inspected those pieces yet? How are they?
Yes, very good cast actually. I didn't go into super detail looking at each of the pieces, but from what I gathered, everything's there. Everything's in relatively good quality without, like, again, diving into the weeds. I'll look at them a little more maybe tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, and then you guys have seen this one already. I already put her together and seamed her up. I just need to go through and check some gaps and fill some stuff in before I feel comfortable to start painting her. But yeah, there's your boobies for the.
I got Sam saying, I think on the USA Gundam Store stream, Zach said he had a bunch of clean entries. And then Bill says, the people I have heard saying weathered were half joking to piss off Timothy Baggins and Pabs, who are judging clean.
Ah, okay. So maybe that's where I got the misinterpret of there being heavier on the weather side. I mean, either way, I think it's going to be awesome. Whether we get more clean or more weather, who cares? As long as we get entries.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the entries.
It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the kind of things people bring to the table.
Yes. Now is the time to push yourself to do awesome, cool things and enjoy every second of it. Because why wouldn't you enjoy it? It's awesome. Cool shit.
All right.
See you later. Who's going? Someone's leaving?
I have to go. Apparently, dinner's ready.
Oh, okay, Manny. All right, man.
All right.
Go eat your fill, good sir.
Dinner time's
we're
a good
gonna
time.
Some steak, some salmon, some ravioli, a lot of spinach.
Ooh.
We're doing like a whole Mediterranean trip.
Is Mario there?
And Mario said this. So my younger brother Darryl.
Nice.
And my hat.
Say what up.
Danny.
Say what up.
Well, he's upstairs. I'm in like I said, I'm in the.
Oh, I know. When you see him when you eat dinner, wise guy be like, "Oh, I saw Brian." He said, "What up?" That's how you do it. Remember?
Mario.
Motherfucker.
Come down here.
Hey, Mario!
I have something to tell you.
I'm in the picture of my control.
Mario!
I made a foot.
Ooh.
And this whole time I made one foot.
That's all right, man. Better than nothing.
Hey, there ain't no
So,
rush.
Manny, how are you enjoying that kit?
I love it. I love the kit. I wish there was more of this, like anime. Honestly, I wish there were more units that were made, but who knows?
Oh, did you snag that when you were in city today?
In the city, we went to Tamashii Nation, and it was a bore for me. I don't like figures, like actually like action figures. And stuff. But they were selling some metal figures, like EVA Unit 1, like $230. Then they had the metal Zaku green, the regular Zaku too, not the charged Zaku. That was like for $209. Like they were expensive, but
Yeah,
it's
that's
still not
That's
bad.
overkill.
I mean, it's a high end figure, right? So.
yeah. It's a pop up on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. Like,
Right across the street from Rockefeller Center, you had the Nintendo
yeah.
store.
Oh, it was by the Rockefeller, right on.
That's a 25% markup in itself.
At least 30.
Down by the Lego store.
Yeah. But they were like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's cool. Thank you guys for coming in." I'm like, "All right." I'm like, "Where's the Gundam?" Like, "Oh, we don't have it." I'm like, "I'm out." But every day they're having like new things to display. So today, the specialty was the blue resin style Godzilla for the movie. Godzilla.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's going crazy. Okay. All right. Let me go, guys.
Yeah,
All right, Manny. Enjoy dinner,
Hi,
man.
Manny.
Yeah,
See you,
bro.
Manny.
All right. All right. Bye.
Feast of Kings.
Yo, I forgot which one is which.
Like, yo, Manny, say hi to your brother when you see him. Yo, Mario. I'm like, no, like, come on.
Man.
It's like, no, when you see him, not make him come down here to see him.
Oh, shit. Love Manny. He's the best.
Oh, yeah.
Cool customer.
Uh-oh.
I'm very enthusiastic about a lot of things.
Really, Peps? It's a very open statement, brother.
I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it to your imagination what I'm talking about.
Very enthusiastic about a lot of things. You heard it here first, everyone.
Straight out the horse's mouth.
It's not like I'm lying.
Well, that's true.
I mean, yeah. Put the files there. Get the chisels.
Let me see here. So Miguel says, I got my first E2046 GK figure this week. Ugh. That's the white word. That's the white sound effect for that.
Oh, for that face, yeah.
Let me see here. Rushlam says, by the way, Paz, Mr. Resin, could you look at the list of shops I have and see if you have any more, especially resin shops, to add? Where did you send me like a DM? Or did you,
No, he
where's
posted
this?
it.
Oh, he posted.
It's on his stories.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
a U.S. online vendor store list, and I believe some overseas ones.
Bill. I mean, I kind of wish this wasn't a story, Bill, but okay. USA shops, yeah, Master Grade Hobbies, P Bandai, Gunpla Hermit, New Type, USA Gundam Store, Gundam Play Store, Mecha Warehouse, Gundam Pros, Galactic, Leaping Panda, Gundam Planet, Mega Hobby, Holy Mountain, Majin Hobby, The Gundam Project, It's a Gundam Sales, and Hobby Town. So Bill, I don't know if you know this, but Simpro has its own store. So if you go to simpromodels.com, that's his like own store.
Yeah.
Unless you already have that, I don't know. Lunar Core, Amazon, Jojo Hobby Stuff, Big Bad Toy Store. I Build Robots, Side 7, Mandarake, Musagan, GK, Gundam Kit, Hobby Link Japan. and others. If you go to, you also have GKM, so I can give that to you. GKM, which is Shop 2000.
Yeah. So,
Oh no, not by heart.
we're great.
Shop2000.com. There you go.
I think that's where I got my first Sinanju Verka. Was through
I
2000.
got those 2 kits I showed, actually, or 3 kits. They're all from there. I like it. Great store.
Yeah, they have,
And the more you
maybe
buy, the more discounts you'll get.
they have maybe one of the most impressive recostes on stuff, which is Ghost. Just an excellent recoster for kits that are out of print. Let me see. I'm trying to think if there's any others. So you had Side 7, Mandarake, Musagan, GK Gun Kit, Hobby Link, Hobby Search, Akko Hobby, Samuel Decal. I'll have to think about it, Bill. There's quite a few, man. There's also GMC. I don't think you had that posted. GMC Gundam Model Sensor also. Technically, they sell third party mostly. They used to sell a lot of resin kits, but then they moved over to third party stuff.
Oh, shit, I wonder if this is the one I could have used.
Jesus.
Ah, shit, I think it was. Whatever. The deed is done.
The what is that?
Oh, so I found one of my drill bits, and when I was drilling out the hole for the body extension I did on the Phoenix, I was missing a size, and I think this was the one I was missing. I ended up making it work. Because I have a variety of drill sets, and this is just the chuck that goes into my impact. I ended up just using one of my standard drill bits and using it in my other one. I had to dig it out of the fucking pile of tools now. So I was a little bummed by that.
So, Colin, you said that you were constantly looking at your tools and finding ways to improve. Like, apart from the thinness, like what are other things you've looked at and thought, I could probably make that better.
Just mainly trying to get it to print better is a lot of the main thing. I get some feedback from people that use some of the tools. The one thing that I've been working on that I just haven't been happy with is I've been trying to make that custom scribe tape. And I think I've sent it out to you guys as samples and stuff, but just keep going back, trying to figure out better ways to do it. But I have yet to come up with something that I find is worth actually offering to anybody. But most of it comes from feedback too.
And for me, the number one feedback, like in terms of like improving it, was definitely the how thin some of those things were. Just because like I accidentally snapped, like I think it was the 4mm 45s. Yeah, and I had to,
massive hands, Pabs. Jesus,
man, these things just
crushing walnuts.
The power cobblers
with your fucking bare hands.
When I had one printer that my original printer, it was, I don't know, I just wasn't happy with it, so I've taken it right offline just because even some things would look pretty good, and then next thing you know, you'd ship it out to somebody and it would have snapped in shipping. So started becoming more of a pain in the ass just reshipping stuff out. Just again, it's fragile, but I think I've got it figured out. You know, I tape everything together when I ship them out now, and they seem to be making it to all their destinations without any issues. So
good,
nice.
But that was a big issue with them just shipping it. Like I sent some out to Michael Wine, and they were just destroyed when he got them.
Oh hell, Washington State.
Yeah, I don't remember there being any issues with mine, and from what I remember, we were very well packed in their own cases as well as the total package that everything came in. So
it was a learning curve on the whole shipping them out and finding a way that was actually efficient for me to pack them. So I kind of just figured out taping them together and sticking them in those bags was kind of the best. And then usually I wrap them up in some cardboard or whatever just to make sure.
Yeah, there's always that fine line you got to play between having it properly packed, but not overly packed where you're losing money out of it, kind of thing. You're like, ah, shit, this is great. It's getting to the customer, but I'm losing some overhead on this because this is way overkill.
Well, the biggest issue that I had recently, and I took it off the stores, I used to offer, I think it was $6 shipping, but there was no tracking. I just sent it through the mail because everything I make, if you buy everything, I can usually fit it comfortably into like a bubble mailer, like oversized. So it was super cost effective for people when you're buying little bits of plastic to have it, be delivered. And it was 9 days to the States before Christmas. And then after Christmas, we were talking like 3-4 weeks where I had no tracking on it. So a bunch of the people that, if they messaged me, I just sent them out another package because I was getting a little ridiculous on how long they were waiting. So a bunch of people got duplicate of some of the orders, so worked out
for them.
Yeah. But I think the thing too is right, like it's Pab said it in one of the streams a few weeks ago. It's about reputation, right? Like,
true.
For me, and I'm pretty honest with what I'm selling too, right? Like I'm not, I'm making enough money to hobby at a reasonable price, but it's not about necessarily making the money if I go down with the ship and, I'm known as the guy that sells the crappy tools with the crappy customer service. So
exactly. Amen. You want to still be in the hobby and respect it.
Exactly.
Regardless of any income earned from that. I wholeheartedly agree.
I didn't get into the hobby to make tools. It just kind of happened.
Right. That's how it is, man. You're a maker.
Yeah, much like certain people who haven't gotten the memo. Gunja or Pat, name is everything. You can't run around pretending you're a god in this hobby without getting your pee-pee smacked. That dude just continues to impress me with how big his ego is and how far from humanity, like humility, that guy is.
Yeah. What up, Steph? How's it going?
How can you think what you're saying is not going to alienate a shit?
Steph is here.
Hey,
and
Steph,
then
what's up?
Miguel says, "I saw you have one Canadian store in the list. Let me know if you want. I can send you a full list of Canadian ones. You don't really care about no Canadian one. No, I'm just kidding. Please send them.
Shots fired.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I agree with Colin, man. Like I said, I didn't want to just kind of willy nilly put the Critical Builds name on tools that one, we don't use, and two, are of subpar quality. And I wanted it to be something that, I mean, all of us pretty much use, and all of us pretty much are in agreement that, hey, these things are are helpful, and they helped us, or help other people do things that they would normally not be comfortable doing. So yeah, that was definitely when Colin approached me with it, I immediately thought, yeah, that's something we should do. And I think
Well, I appreciate letting me use the Critical Builds name too, right? Because it means a lot to me too that someone's willing to go that route and work with me on that. And it was just kind of a fun thing to do, right? Like, I think in the future, I joked with Z, but I think Z's going to get some custom edition too, right? So it's fun, right? And it's nothing for me to go and get some different colors and just do it. And yeah, so.
Oh yeah, Verzi. I almost forgot about that because it's so rare. So rare that you see one in the wild. Oh man, that's good.
I wonder where Z is. And oh yeah, he's date night.
He's his wife was like, you're not streaming today. You got shit to do, man.
You're hanging out with my friends.
Z is like 9 Mai Tais deep. He's girl drink drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Z, I don't know if you guys know, but there is a small, not small, but there's a thing happening next week for it's called the NCMSS. I can't remember what the acronym is. The National Capital Model Soldier Society, and they're having their annual show. And this time they are including Gundams. So if you guys you guys want to head over to the what's the website, ncmssclub.org. You can get more information on the annual show. Z is doing a stream on Saturday on his channel, Gunpla Ronin. Yeah, and there's a what time is it? 3 p.m. Is it 3 p.m.?
No, I think it's 1 Eastern, so I think it's going to be 12 for us when they start.
So 1 Eastern, 12.
We recently got an email from them.
12 Central, 12 Central, and that is what? 10 a.m. Pacific? I don't know, man.
Yeah. They're 2 hours back from us.
Yeah, sure. So if you guys want to check out, I mean, if you guys haven't subscribed to Z yet, I know he doesn't have a lot of content on there, but he'll be presenting that show, and
it's about heart.
We'll have
heart, Rock. It's about heart.
We have most of the Critical Builds guys will be there, and I don't know what we're going to be talking about because I've asked Z. He's like, I don't know, man. So, I don't know what.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about stuff, I guess, but who knows? So yeah, definitely check that out. They also have a competition that they're going to announce the winners for. I don't remember when the submission entry was.
Yeah, it ended in February, so
I'm far too busy with my own shit right now to know all of the various competitions going on.
Come on, Brian, you gotta know all of them.
Oh, it's impossible.
Impossible.
I like that idea, actually.
What idea?
The idea that I just had in my head.
Oh, I thought someone pointed it out.
Nope.
Here you go. So
I talk to myself all the time.
Rick says,
when I first bought the Scribe Guide, HiCraig had just made an upgrade. He was nice enough to send me both sets.
He's just that kind of guy.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, you guys know that HiCraig's putting a lot of thought in these. He's not just putting them out for the sake of putting them out.
Colin.
Oh yeah. I mean, HiCraig. I'm calling him by his username.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's not getting a reply. Tell you what.
It was like a jab at other people. Only makes it more of a guarantee people are going to say your name wrong, Colin.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, you just said to get up now.
Where did I go? Where you go? No. Did it roll off the table or is it on the table still?
So Colin, what are you working on kit-wise?
Yeah, what are you working on, Colin?
Scrapping away.
I'm working on my Gyaradoga that I've been working on for 100 years now. So just
I know those feelings.
I did the beefing up part a couple weeks ago and then zoomed in on it and realized that I wasn't too happy with it. So I pulled it apart and started again. So that's just kind of where I'm at now, just adding a little bit more detailing on the side. So basically doing what I did a couple weeks ago, but I just wasn't happy with the finished product. So starting over.
I mean, that's the fun of customizing. You just gotta rinse, wash, repeat, customize, review, hate it, strip it, rinse, wash, repeat. It's just I mean,
Well, it kind of goes to
happen.
the one thing that actually Zach said he had it on his channel too about zooming in on other people's work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so people were bugging on it, but yeah.
I do that with mine all the time because it's amazing what the camera picks up versus what you think looks good, and then you zoom in a little bit and you realize how not straight some stuff might look.
Yeah, perspective is a very powerful tool, and I think a lot of people just kind of, I finished it. And I'm like, no, take a step back, look at what you did, because you might want to look at this shit. And mind you, a lot of it's opinionated, but I'm sure if the builder took a second look on their builder, be like, oh, I don't like that.
That's why I always tell people not to rush to hit that finish line. Like, it's a marathon, man. Take a second, even if you're done. Like, you know what they say? Like, if you're in a cooking show, right? And you're finished, you're not finished, right? You're done. You got 30, you got 90 seconds left. You got 2 minutes left, whatever the hell it is. Doesn't matter what the time is. Do something. You got time.
Fix up your plate.
Right? So don't rush.
Winning or losing.
You don't get any more points for finishing the test first.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think that way. Like, if I finish first, they'll be like, oh, he's very clever.
Yeah. Look at you losers, still working on your test. Meanwhile, you got every answer wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do they call a doctor that finishes last in his class?
What?
Oh,
A doctor.
I don't know what. Doctor. Good. That's a good one. I like that.
Got him.
Got him. Classics.
I was totally ready for a dad joke, though. I was like, come on, Colin. Take it the rest of the way. Give us the dad joke.
There is a very disrespectful version of that joke. That's why I was like, where's Colin gonna go with this? There is a very
What is the disrespectful version?
What do you call a doctor that finishes last in his test?
What?
A nurse.
Yep.
Part of me
It's
was thinking
cold-blooded.
we're going a completely different direction.
Mhm.
That's cold-blooded, Pabs. Why would you think that?
That's not me. I'm just saying there's a version of that
You're
joke.
cold-blooded, man. Holy shit.
Pabs is he's on a hot streak tonight.
Confirmed. Pabs. Brutal.
No, I'm not doing that at all.
Sweet.
That's his new name. Brutal Pabs.
I'm the dark
We're gonna
version.
have Halo theme, like monster kill.
Crit
Kilimanjaro.
brutal Pabs.
Yeah.
Crit brutal Pabs. That's me.
Yep.
You're probably wondering how we got here.
Guys, can we talk about WandaVision?
You're probably wondering how I got here. Hey guys. Yep, that's me. Probably wondering how I got
Do we
here.
want to talk about it? Colin, have you
I
been
don't
watching
know if
WandaVision?
Yeah, I'm all caught up.
Nice.
So the three of us are caught up. Let's see in the chat.
I'm on.
How
Yeah. Consensus. Chat. Are we in a spoiler zone, or we want to be spoiler free?
Look at this arm.
Ooh, that's a beefy arm. I like that forearm.
I don't like the seam line. I don't like it.
Ooh. Yeah, not very well placed. But you're a builder. You can handle it, Paps.
I guess.
I guess.
guess.
So Sam has not
Gross.
finished it.
Ah,
Okay. Well, okay, Sam. To save you any trouble, would you
No.
like us to not talk about the show?
Well, we can. I think we can talk about the show, but in a spoiler-free manner.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
no,
sure.
no. That last episode requires it to be spoiler. Like, there's so much detail that was released that you can't not talk
that's
about
not.
it. It's gonna be
okay.
super unavoidable.
I don't think
No,
so.
that's not true. That's not true. I can go like this. I really like the way that they resolved the situation with Vision.
Well, no, did they though? Because again, we can
Well,
talk
no, for
further
what it's
about
worth.
it and realize
For
it was
what
not
it's
resolved.
worth. For what it's worth. Really enjoyed what they did.
I'd like to say there was more to what happened. Than
Obviously.
we're going to find out in the future.
Who
Hopefully,
you think you're talking to? This is Marvel.
I
Is
know,
there
I
gonna
know.
be more?
I was a little upset because I misread when Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. I thought that was coming out March 25th, 2021. No,
Nope.
it's March 5th,
Oh, no.
25th, 2022, and I was like, oh. I'm
Okay, so
sorry.
Sam says he doesn't care. He doesn't care about spoilers.
Okay, well, it's Sam. How about anybody else? Anybody else not care? I want to make sure we have a total consensus here. I want to ruin it because it's a very good season finale. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody.
Truth.
I respect not spoiling good shows. That's a dick move. And I don't want to be no dick.
I've heard my wife say that a couple times. I don't want no
wanna be
dick.
No dick.
I don't want no dick. I'm like,
That
why?
dick out my face.
It's your present.
Oh, did I show you guys what you got me?
No. What is
You got
that?
me you got me a
It's not-
Spawn
it's not-
minifigure.
You say it's not a dick, is it?
Oh.
No dicks on this stream.
Who got that for
No
you?
dicks on me. Z got me this. So when he got me issue 174, and Julio's going to get the other one. So Z got us two. One for me and one for Julio. So one of these days, I will get I'll get on Julio's wet pants palette Wednesday, and we'll paint the sucker up together.
Z, where the fuck is my present, bro?
Wow.
It's in the mail. It's in the mail.
in the
while I'm
mail.
big screen. While I'm big
Yeah,
screen, I did something cool that I want to talk about with everybody.
Oh,
Because I feel like this is a really cool discussion.
Kyle's like, just 1 second, we're going to the bathroom, guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a stream going. Very long, frothy stream.
Oh, no.
Anyway, okay, so as you can see here, we have the leg thruster from the Sinatra side. Yes? Yep,
Yes.
everyone knows that. Okay, so this one's complete. It's a solid piece.
Mhm.
Doesn't cut. The only separation it has is these thrusters and this midsection here. That's the only separation. Those are the only parts that get separated. So what I wanted to do for my my unicorn or my Phoenix build was, since I beefed up the thighs, I wanted to beef up the calves. I was like, what's a good way to do that? And I was like, well, I've always liked these thruster legs. So out of the many HGs I have, I tore this apart, drilled it up, and then, here, I'll show you what it looks like on the leg. For
Those are
reference.
high grade. Oh, shit.
Yeah, because I don't want to tear apart my master fit. So it actually gives a nice little girth to kind of fall in line with the thickness I added to the thighs. And I like the design. It adds a nice aesthetic to it. But then also I was like, you know what? I don't like that it's a solid piece, because the Unicorn, Phoenix, and Banshee are kits that like expand and show the Under Armour and the glowy bits and everything. And I wanted to integrate that design to maintain the aesthetic. And so I was like, well, let's tear it apart. So here we have what the outcome of that is. Now, one may ask, how did you make such clean cuts? Did you use a hobby knife? Did you use a saw blade? No, actually, I used neither one of those. I used a chisel blade. I'll remove those. So this here is the MadWorks 0.15 chisel blade. Now they have like the round chisels.
So Kyle, why did you go for 0.15 and not 0?
I don't have 0.
Okay.
That's why. I actually been meaning to get a 0.1 or 0, but typically zeros are hook blades. I don't like the hooks. And so I was trying to get a hold of a 0.1, but the 0.5 is fine.
Kyle don't
in this
like
particular
the
instance, now if you're looking for like a super clean cut, obviously you're going to want to go thinner. So anyway, what I did was, as you can see, where the hell's the standard part? I swear to God, I had it just here. Where did I put it? That's that. Hold on. I'll be with you guys. Oh, it's on the leg. Okay. Oops. Okay. So what I did on the part was, obviously I removed this and this, so it's out of the way. And then here, to get this to separate, in a clean manner, obviously this is a high, it's got a ridge point here. So, let's see, I'm super reversing the camera location. So there's got a ridge here. So what I did was I used that natural ridge, seam line, however you want to call it, and just kind of made passes over this. Then you're going to ask, well, how many passes did it take to break through this? Well, A, it's not really thick plastic, and B, this is a sharp chisel. It took about 10 to 15, and that's just, following that line. And kind of go around, and then eventually you get to a point where you can just kind of break it away, and then come in with some sandpaper, just kind of clean up the cut line, and voila, it's as simple as that. It's a technique I've used quite frequently on separating parts. I mean, hell, when I had to break away parts on the Vidar, when I was breaking away parts here for the armor, did the same thing. When you have natural crease lines in a kit, it's super easy. In fact, I even did that. Hold on. I'll give you an example for curve bits.
This is like Kyle and Tell.
Yes. I'm giving
Kyle's pretty
all
good at
pro
that,
tips
actually.
from a
I remember when you were
non-pro
working
person.
on McThrusterton.
Yep. That's what I was going to show you guys was the Kshatriya binders, because those have been pulled out the same way. Hold on. I got to find out where those ones are.
So, Kyle, you were talking about hook chisels that you don't like. So, why do they say that pirating is so easy?
Why?
Because before too long, you're hooked.
Love it. So here's the Kshatriya binder. I can't find the one I'd assembled, but what I did was I essentially cut this section from this section, and it's now removable. And for the life of me, I don't know what box I put it in. Anyway, similar fashion. You've got a groove across here, and obviously it's not a very deep groove. So when you make your first pass, you go nice and slow. Actually, this is where I did it. I did it right across here, this part of the piece. So you go nice and slow until you have a nice trench, and then work around it. And then these circular bits, that's where you particularly want to be very careful. Now, the reason why I prefer using this chisel blade fashion versus a shaft chisel like you would see with BMCs where it's got a long shaft, and there's a reason why this one's broken, was because when I was going through this curve with this particular chisel, it broke. There's a lot of lateral movement that these chisels can handle when you're dealing with curves. So having a chisel like this, with this design, it can handle this a lot more, and so you don't have to worry about breaking your really expensive BMC chisels.
Now, if you had to do this again, what would you do differently to make sure your handle didn't break or your chisel didn't break?
Use this and make sure I take the circle with less aggression. There was like a little bit of section where I had left, and I was like, oh, really kind of digging into it to get it in there. A lot of it was too much force, and it was a binding point. So if I were to take more of my time on there, that would have probably really avoided the issue. But on top of that too, using a chisel like this, where it's actually got the ability to flex but not break, and not ruin the integrity of the blade. I mean, because look at that stoutness. That's why I recommend this, because A, it's more readily available, it's cheaper, and if you do break this, it's not as much of a soul crush as breaking a BMC chisel. But yes, take your time. let the chisel do the work. Even when it comes to carving out parts, I mean, a lot of these took a little longer because this is thicker plastic, but the chisel doing the work really helps. And using a thinner blade type, so rather than a 0.2 or 0.3, and then 0.1 or 0.15, these have a much easier line cut, so it's much easier to get through. But yeah, at this point I'm rambling on, but yeah, so that's a little pro tip to getting natural part separation from parts without using a hobby knife or a saw. I mean, you can use saws, but when you're dealing with curved parts like this or small parts like this where you really can't fit a saw blade in, that's where the chisel really comes in handy and performs perfectly for that situation. So something to keep in mind. And I like to keep this chisel solely for that purpose. So that way, if anything happens to it, it doesn't hinder me being able to use it for other things. So with these not being as costly, you can always buy one for chisel, one for cutting, essentially, too. So there's your little handy dandy tip.
Hey, Kyle. What do you call a pirate with 2 eyes and 2 legs?
2 arms and 2 legs.
No, 2 eyes and 2 legs.
2 eyes and 2 legs. What?
Rookie.
That's a good one.
Oh, goodness.
Any plans
Just
for the
change
red
okay.
psycho frame? So the Fenix actually has blue psycho frames. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I realized I only kept one of the blue runners. I threw out the other ones like an idiot. But what I can do is I have a lot of thick sections like this. I'm going to cut them down, melt them to make translucent blue plow plate. That way I can build the sub frame for this Stein thruster bit. And what I want to do is, back to the original design of why I cut these apart, was I want to make them where they can connect for the unicorn method and then separate for the NTD situation. So, and I want to have subframe showing like you would have the rest of the kit. So yeah.
Holy shit. The radiators aren't on my place. It is 82 degrees in here right now.
Oh my god. Brian, you're gonna die.
Control it. I don't have any control over it. I just have to suffer.
Oh my dude, that's horrible. Open a window or something.
Oh no, I have windows open. The window's always open.
Nice. Yeah, I would be miserable right now. I don't know how you're doing it.
I just took my shirt
I'm
off.
uncomfortable in my house and we're at 65 degrees. Yeah, see, yeah, it really comes in handy. And that's actually thicker plastic too, with those old, I don't want to say Macross. What's the Distroid from?
Destroyed?
Yeah.
Is that no? Destroyed is Macross. Yeah, you don't want to say
Okay, that's what I
Robotech.
was wondering. I was like, is it Macross or is it Robotech?
Yeah, you don't want to say Robotech. Yeah, you want to say
Yeah,
Macross. You don't want to say Robotech.
I wanted to err on the side of caution.
Yeah, I just got one of those. Actually, I bought one from Mikey.
Nice. I remember George building one some years ago. Not really well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm trying to wonder where the fuck those other parts went, because I kept those ones off to the side because those were going to be used for my Rusty McPherson.
We were on one of the after shows recently. We were looking at some of the stuff that I have, like photographs of in my backlog, and found out that I have like an old Mospita transforming jet in like a tiny little frame. It's like an old 144 from like 92 or something.
Damn.
And and it transforms. So I kind of want to dig that out. Maybe I'll fuck with that from across March if I make it over to the storage unit.
We're only a third of the way through March. Yeah, you got time.
Yeah, well, I'm also working on a bunch of other
competition
stuff.
builds.
I got a bunch of other stuff going on. Maybe it'll be across March 2021.
I'm trying to figure out where the hell those binders went, because Brian, I did those. We were talking about them.
Yeah,
last year.
I know.
Where the fuck did I get them? There should have been in that one box, because that's where I put all the spare parts for the McPherson until I can circle back.
Yeah,
and even talking about that,
Yeah, you had the
Here's the
binders, and you
legs
had like
of
the.
the Mr.
It was
tin too.
it was practically like a space shuttle for the tank you had in that.
Well, so a lot of that's come through a lot of redesign, but the
I know.
premise is going to be about the same.
Oh, I know. I wasn't giving up the ghost on that one, brother.
Oh no, don't worry.
It will
I don't
live
care about
in
openly talking
perpetuity.
about the build. I
It is a
don't know
perpetual
if I
motion
publicly
machine.
talked about it.
Ah.
But yeah,
Oh yeah,
that man's
no,
gonna have
I-
thruster tins. So many thrusts, so much thrust.
so many thrusts. I don't know if that's the way you want to say that. I'm just saying.
No, that's. I'm sticking with it. That's exactly what I meant to say.
I'm sticking with it.
So many thrust, such thrust. Now I have to stop what I'm doing and try to find these parts because I don't know where the fuck I put them. To look back, that was some months ago.
You got to get
Before I got
reacquainted
kicked out
with
of
your
my
space, Kyle.
office. I'm telling you, man, it's foreign to me. What is this place?
Space is the place. Space Hog knew what they were talking about.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of, do you guys see the new screenshots for Space Jam?
No, I've been kind of
I
staying
saw.
away from that.
I heard the controversy, but
With Lola Bunny being too sexy.
being not sexy enough.
Oh, what? That's the controversy?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, they were
shit.
like, her boobs aren't big enough, and it's like it's a rabbit for one, it's a cartoon for two, and for three,
Yeah,
Bugs is a
fucking
way
pervs.
better busty bunny than she ever was.
Like, put in your pants,
Uh,
bro. Keep in your
Well,
pants.
they wanted to make it less about like her femininity and more about
Yeah.
that she's a good basketball player.
Basketball player, yeah, and that she's an excellent teammate, right? And then she's like a
Yeah.
team player and like part of the squad. Yeah, like come on, like the real shit, not like oh god, this is something I can wank my deeple do to. Fucking
Yeah, come on.
nerds.
We're not trying to turn kids into fucking furries.
Yeah, I know. Look at what happened to the rest of you fucks. I mean, present
What's
company
that, scene
excluded.
from Community
Present
where the
company
guy's like, this
excluded.
better not awaken something in me.
Oh man, you know Ted Cruz is going to be on. Really sorry, I'm joking. I'm not going to talk politics. So I'm doing something very dangerous, guys. I'm taking a part that is that relies on pressure to fit, and I am cutting it up and making it smaller, and still going to make it rely on pressure to fit.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Ryan's a mad scientist over here.
Mostly.
What's that
Mostly.
that saying from Jeff Goldblum from Godzilla? Or not Godzilla, Jurassic Park.
Life.
Finds a way.
Oh, it's like the scientists were spending so much time figuring out a way, they didn't realize that you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying whether they could or could not. They weren't worrying if they should, right?
Yeah,
They were too busy worrying how, not about why.
something like that. Or
How they
why,
could do it,
why
or if they could
shouldn't.
do it, not why they did it. Should they do it? Not. Yes.
Okay, now I'm looking
Yes.
it up because this is going to bother me. We can't
Do it.
We can't butcher like that.
Oh, yes, the gold bloom. Gold bloom.
So let's see here. Silver Maverick says Chungus Lola is best Lola.
Boom.
I don't know what that means.
I do. I agree with you, Ricardo. Can't wait till we can hang out again in reality like normal human beings.
Glory, glory, hallelujah. Why was that song playing? What are you watching, Kyle?
I'm gonna turn my chill music up a little bit.
Glass blowing show. I don't know. I just picked something to kind of there. I should have.
The last blowing show.
That was good. That's good shit. Oh my goodness. So, if you guys don't listen to Plastic Model Mojo podcast, go check them out. They are a scale modeling podcast. It's more in the traditional scale modeling throngs, the armory, military armor planes, and stuff like that. But they're branching out, and they have a lot of good stuff to talk about. If you're interested in Model Mojo, drinking bourbon, and just like, regular workbench shit,
All right, Brian, you ready for it?
I recommend them. Yes, I am.
Oh,
Your
Miguel had a
scientist was
question.
so-
Uh-oh.
what is the best way to describe lying down? at the vertices of a 90-degree angle. What? Are you trying to maintain a perpendicular face between your chisel blade and where you're scribing? Is that what you're getting at, Miguel?
Thank you, Bill. I didn't see the question.
But all right, so here's the quote. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
There it is.
Thanks, Kyle. I will sleep no better or worse tonight knowing that.
Hey, just looking out, man. Just looking out.
I know. You're looking out for the gold balloon.
Yeah, man. Goldblum, man. He needs to keep that high status.
Jeff Goldblum, favorite cameo character by Jeff Goldblum is the one in Run, Ronnie, Run.
That's a good scene, yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen that or not.
Long time
I
ago.
don't remember.
Yep, not very many. I own it. Not many people know much about it. I'm just that kind of guy.
All kinds of obscure movies.
Wow, that got loud. Shut up. Yes, but I'm thinking. Oh, Frankie's outside.
I was about to say.
Here we go.
Go, Speed Racer.
There you go. You guys goes into a bit more detail.
I do scribe line in a 9-degree part inside. Best way to sand it. On a 90-degree part. I'm not following still. I don't. Why? What's the angle of the part to do anything?
Yeah.
It's confusing me, Miguel. I'm confused. My brain hurts. Why you do this? Ah, man, I'm so smart for putting this so close to the bottom of the stack.
The only thing I can think of is that he did a scribe on a square part, like a square component that is 90 degrees. Like the hard edges makes like a 90, right? That's the best that I can figure out of what he was saying for that. So he did it but it's an inside angle, so it's like not the outside peak; it's a valley. He wants to sand the bottom of the line. Okay, well, I mean,
there's some tricks to
yeah,
it.
sure. Bill's right. Yeah, you could just take a little bit of a piece of plastic or metal bar or something like that with some fine sandpaper. Yeah, I like to just take regular sandpaper and fold it in half. Like,
yeah, get a pinch point.
You got some
That's the simplest way to fix that.
So Miguel, are you
half,
trying
and
to
get sand on both sides?
What are you trying to sand the bottom of the scribed line or the part around the scribe? Because that's going to make a difference on how I answer. Because if you're trying to sand the bottom of the scribe where your chisel blade ran, there's a little trick. Depending on how deep the scribe is, you can run some thin cement through there, and it always kind of level it out. But you got to be careful because it will obscure your chisel line as well. So you got to make sure it's deep enough not to impact the line, but also kind of make the bottom clean.
This is better than that, Kyle.
What?
Mr. Cement Superpower? Mr. Cement Superpower? Because it's
I
faster.
can't find that stuff. Yeah.
I know, right?
Haha. It's amazing.
I saw Uncle Night Shift. Uncle Night Shift, who was a armor modeler. You guys might know him as Night Shift on YouTube.
Yeah. I watch those
Uses
videos.
this stuff. Or Plasmo. Maybe it was Plasmo that used it too. Plasmo Scale Models, also same kind of guy. Used this to take some stuff that he had worked down with a knife and then just smoothed it out with the Mr. Cement Superpower, SP Superpower. I got this at the Bandai pop-up store at Anime NYC 2019. Sorry. So I don't know if it helps. But yeah, so what I did was
to get my hands on that stuff. It's amazing.
I cut these shits down.
Well, hold on.
Make Brian bigger.
Yes.
I cut these little shits down and then reinforced them inside with some extra styrene. It doesn't want to focus. Ooh. Work on your bokeh there, homie.
Miguel's sending me a picture, so this help give me a better.
There, you can see it. It's not in the highest of fidelity, but you can see the little styrene strip
okay.
in the inside corner. You got something better, Kyle?
Okay, so Miguel sent me a picture. What it is it's a recessed surface, and he scribed the edge here. Oh, hold on. Let me put my phone in the way. I'm sitting on the floor right now. I'm nowhere near the bench.
He's not wearing pants.
He never wears pants.
So you see where he's. Oh, I am wearing.
Gets
pants.
in the
I
way
always
of the stream.
Hey man, if your stream is weak enough to not go through pants, is it really a stream?
It's the spirit bomb blast.
Move your Kyle. Move your banshee out of the way, and then move it. Yeah, there you go.
It's not a banshee; it's a phoenix.
Oh,
All right, so
whatever.
he's got a recessed section, and he scribed alongside, the corner bit there. Here, let me switch cameras because it's not like this camera can focus all that well. Let's not make this any more complicated than it already is. All right, anyway, here we go. Oh,
Now that it's
wash down on this camera. There we go. Camera, come on, white balance.
Cover your spray booth.
Trying to see the camera, and then it picked it up earlier. There we go. Oh, shit.
I can kind of see it.
It's weird.
I got a trick.
Quality streaming says Ty.
Thanks, Ricardo.
There you go. I turned my brightness down. That was what the issue was. All right, so he scribed alongside where that indentation is, and he wants to be able to sand that. So I mean, you should be able to fit sandpaper, like a sanding stick.
Like the thing that Brian had mentioned about folding a small piece of sandpaper in half is
just
probably your
grab
best
this
bet.
and just make a pinch point and get right in there.
Yeah.
It works out perfectly. All right. There we go. Sorry for making a 5-second answer into a 20-minute negotiation with my camera.
Oh my goodness. 1 hour.
The things we do answer simple questions.
So Kyle, what's the difference between a hungry pirate and a drunken pirate?
What's the difference?
One's a rumbling tummy and the other one's a tumbling rummy. I expect you to save all of these for your daughter. Verbatim. And if you don't, I will come to your house.
Don't do it, please.
Don't do it. Girl, don't do it. I'm totally gonna do it.
Let's see. Guy Daigo says, my favorite Jeff Goldblum quote is from Independence Day. Oops, to which Will Smith says, you and me gonna have to work on our communication.
Oops.
All right, so Miguel tried the trick. He put a sandpaper, pinched it, and then took some tweezers to get in there. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
There you go.
That's right in line. Yeah.
Bam.
And something to be mindful of. Don't be too aggressive with sanding because then you're going to take away from that sharp edge. You got to be careful.
Yeah. It's a balance. Just like Thanos. All things in balance. Except not like Thanos.
Perfectly balanced.
As all things should be. Oh, wait, that was Batman. Fuck.
We're the
I'm wearing hockey pads. Wait, no.
I'm wearing hockey pads.
Okay.
Listen, this is one of the few streams where I don't care about the quality. Like I said, we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out.
This is where I excel. When Pab stops caring about quality, this is where I excel. It's my time to shine, guys.
That's some funny shit. I'm gonna laugh at that all day, Kyle.
Yeah. You know me. I don't aim for high-end quality. It's not my forte. Though, Pabs, should we tell them the news?
They're expecting.
You're
Tyler gonna have a little.
You're sending me something
baby
to help boost my quality?
Oh, I mean, yeah, dude, I don't care. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Pabs is hooking me up with a quality mic, so that
Nice.
we don't have to rely on my. I don't even know what the quality of my laptop mic is, so I don't even know if it's shoddy or not.
Your mic is fine, but sometimes it tends to overpower
Yeah,
and peak. Yeah.
I think sometimes it could be a little too sensitive.
Oh, come on, Paul.
Ooh, I didn't even know you were here, bro. Damn.
Yep,
He
lurker.
sneaked up on us.
He's a quality lurker. He's working on a
He's
big
a-
project.
I am Bill. I'm Preggies with a poop. A big old poop for my lunch. My lunch impregnated my bellies.
Wow.
Now I'm gonna give birth later tonight on the toilet. Wish me luck. I'm hoping it's a boy, but if it's a girl, it's cool.
Colin, I am so sorry, dude. This is like the first
All
interaction.
Just stuck listening to our bullshit rambling.
It's Saturday night. I'd be stuck listening to it whether I was on or not. So
Bro,
Yeah, now you get to contribute to our ramblings.
yeah. Gotta throw down.
I'm just waiting until I get to that comfortable space.
Respect.
When you
No
talk
pressure,
about your
no
food,
pressure, man.
are you
You're
gonna
in a
have a
safe
baby too, Carlos? You have a baby tonight?
Food baby.
A poop baby?
Oh goodness. No, man.
We'll do
Idea
a
is you
gender
don't,
reveal.
give birth to a chud baby in the bathroom every morning or night, Oh god. Oh my
Oh,
god, is
guys.
that razor blades or barbed wire? I can't tell what's going on in
Rick's
there.
got a good pirate joke.
Oh shit, what's that?
Okay. Who has it?
Man sees the pirate with the
I'm
helm.
furious, Rick.
Ship's steering wheel. On his balls ass. It's uncomfortable. The person says, "Arr, it be driving me nuts."
No powerful stream. I haven't been drinking enough water. I should probably drink more. What on the water?
I've been drinking this delicious Jai Alai India Pale Ale from Cigar City Brewing down in Tampa, Florida.
Nice.
Fabulous.
Bunch of shills.
Where the fuck are my binders? This is gonna bother
I
me,
did
guys.
not, Maverick, actually see that. I will have to look into it. Oh, well, that's Ricardo Silver Maverick.
Not Maverick 176.
No, very different.
I do get them confused sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
No, not once you have them in the room together.
Just from name alone, but maybe not from personality.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Isn't Ricardo going to school to be a mechanical engineer?
I don't know. I know that he's got this fucking smarts.
Yeah. I remember when I first got into the hobby, I saw him building that cassette tray he's working on. I thought I asked him about that stuff. I can't remember. Some time ago. A long time ago. Way back in '94.
First time I met Ricardo in person was at the IPMS Mosquito Con in 2019. Jersey. Wayne, New Jersey. Good times.
All right, I got some arms.
Oh, shit.
Hell yeah.
You have the right, Pabs, to
The
bear
right
those
to
bear
bear
arms.
these fucking guns. No, I really like the design of the bicep here, man. It's really cool. Kind of like I don't know how to describe this. Like the overlaying musculature.
Interesting. It is interesting. I'm the taller one. Yes, you are.
The only thing I don't like is the seam line down the middle here, but
Yeah. Wow.
mhm.
I don't know. They seem. The shoulders seem underwhelming. What goes on top of them shits?
Hold on. Big ass shoulders.
I'm gonna get some water because now I'm thirsty. All this talk about water and streams.
Oh, I see. Okay, good. Thank goodness.
Big ass shoulders.
Because without those paulders on there, the shoulder joints just look anemic. That's why they have all that built up on the outside. It's like you're wearing hockey pads.
You definitely wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, right.
It's nice though.
This is pre Super Soldier Serum Steve Rogers wearing post Super Soldier Serum Steve Rogers body on the outside. Oh, like that one with Jason Momoa where he like takes off his arms and shit, and it's that really skinny dude underneath.
Oh man, yes, that was a trip. Like the special effects team behind that are geniuses.
Oh, did you watch VFX Artist Explained today?
I did not watch that today.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll wait
I did see. I saw the thumbnail for it, but I was like, well, I gotta stream it a bit, so we'll do this afterwards.
Oh, straight up. Yeah, no, I watched that stuff like right away in the morning, but I've been up since like 7 a.m. today, so.
I ain't about that, my brain. On
Honestly,
a Saturday.
no, man, I got shit to do. I got models to build, groceries to get.
We tried to do that in the middle of the week, so we don't have to worry about the weekend rush.
Yeah, see, that's not a thing here because this is New York.
It's
It's
New York.
always a rush. Always.
Now, Midwest, man, they don't give a shit. It's like
I know. I grew up out there, homie.
We're like, yeah.
Not only is it not a rush, they have aisles for the grocery carts that are the size of like a Studebaker, long, wide. You can fit 4 or 5 carts down that, no problem. You can easily drive a forklift down that aisle with people in the aisle, and no one is in danger ever. In New York, you gotta like, you have the little like grandma cart that you're pushing with your groceries, and you gotta like hug the fucking edge so you don't run into somebody because there's no footprint.
There's no footprint.
I still love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's tight. It's tight squeeze. I'm a big man. Can't help it.
I understand, Brian.
I'm a small big man too. I'm not even that big.
All right, Bill, take it easy, man.
Bill.
Hey, what up, Ken? So, like I said, this isn't a regular critical build.
Oh shit, that's gay. You know me.
Just hanging out.
Hi. Had to grab something off the floor, and I just happened to be in the camera's bouquet.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Then Steve says, us Midwesterners need big carts to match our big ass shoulders.
Jesus Christ.
Big ass shoulders.
You big ass shoulders. It's true though. You need it for your big ass. I don't know if Steve has a big ass though. I haven't seen him in person yet.
Yeah, me neither. I think he was too shy to show up at Tim's
I know.
meet at Galactic and didn't say hi, or if he was there. So. All right, man. I get it.
So I have a feeling Steve does have a big ass.
Oh my gosh.
And guys, I got cookies.
Cookies.
Totally fucking unrelated. I love it.
And then Bill says, "Is that why picking up a date in grocery stores is so common in New York?"
That is not common. I should let you know.
Lies and slander.
That is a thing that only happens on fucking Turner Classic Movies and on sitcoms. It's not true.
Hallmark.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Oh, I'm so in love with this guy. Oh, wait, it was just his heart in my chest all this long. Amelia Clark, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, you watched that movie? Oh, it wasn't bad.
No, I watched this is a horrible movie. Don't watch this about it. I know how to watch bad movies.
It was a Hallmark Christmas movie. What do you expect?
I don't watch that shit.
Guy
How
with
much
the
did the pirate pay for his peg and hook? An arm and a leg.
Yar.
Arr.
Oh, we can go pirate jokes.
I'm loving all these pirate jokes. Keep them coming.
You know, how about we get John Lynn in here? What do you guys think?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, we're having Aston on. This is right up our alley.
That's why I said it.
Oh man, Kyle, why can't pirates like recite the alphabet?
Why not?
Because they spent years at sea.
I thought you were going to say they have a hard time pronouncing R.
No, that's lame.
Oh, but they don't, because you literally just say "R."
Oh no, they get stuck on R.
There you go. That would make more sense.
Years at sea.
That's great. I love it. It's a powerful ass.
She says, "Just let me set up my stuff."
All right, chill.
What vegetable?
Oh man, how much should a pirate
pirates
pay for his
fear?
piercings?
Leaks.
These
How much?
nice. How much should a pirate pay for his piercings? Buccaneer.
Oh no!
I bet that we're both looking at the same list of bad jokes.
Pirate jokes.
Yep.
There's actually a page on Instagram that I follow that is strictly dad jokes.
Oh sure, I bet.
Oh, you
I
got
had a couple of good ones I came across that I wanted to show you guys, but I forgot.
Oh, this is one that came out.
Why couldn't the pirate crew play cards? Because
Why?
the captain was standing on deck.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Those are bad. This is just bad.
You guys ready? How
No.
did the computer eat its supper? In megabytes.
Oh, I was gonna say in bits and bytes, but yeah, okay.
What do you call a polar bear in the jungle?
That's not even pirate.
Lost.
Lost, exactly.
Oh, here we go. This is the one I wanted to send you guys. Why does a mermaid wear seashells? Because
Oh,
she
God.
outgrew her bee shells.
Ew. Yo, so what rock group has 4 men that don't sing?
What?
Mount Rushmore.
What? Where did Susie go after getting lost on a minefield? Everywhere.
Everywhere. Damn. That's good. I like that a lot.
Miguel came out with a good one on that one. Oh, yeah, Steve. This is actually a homemade spray booth. Turn my light off so you get a good idea of what it is. Wood, separated plastic. I separate the membrane for the screen, and then here, I'll actually show you the back. Oh,
Take us
it's
on a
quite an
tour, Kyle.
apparatus. Yeah, you know what? Here, I'll switch cameras because it'd be easier to navigate rather than trying to yank this thing out. It's quite an apparatus, actually. And I thought about redoing the measurements so I can send them out to everybody because I've had a couple people that I'm interested in. All right, so let's see. Grab the laptop. This cord is not long enough. Shit. I need to pick it
So
up.
last night I had a dream that I weighed less than 1,000th of a gram. I was like, OMG.
So here's the booth in all of its glory. I've got a shelf that I built
That was good.
where I keep the compressor and all my parts and cleaning and all that. And then you see the filter. There's guardrails there to keep everything together and keep in place.
That's like a standard
I've got it
furnace filter,
sealed.
right?
Yeah, nothing crazy. Cool. And then here is where
Wow.
it goes. Yeah, this is a 430
Holy-
CFM fan.
Holy.
It's a variable speed, so I can adjust the speed.
Kyle turns
And I
the fan on and his front door slams shut.
Yep, vacuum seal the house. Well, because of how big my air booth is, here's something they don't tell you. There's a size differential equation you have to do that builds your requirement for the fan size. So most like pre-made filter air spray booths, like the $100 ones, aren't adequately built fan size for the size that they are. So the fan's underpowered. So that's why I went mega size to compensate for the large booth that I built. Because this is like a 24 by 20 in height, or 16, I think, if I remember correctly. I just open a window, and you can see all the paint on my bug screen, let it rip, and then good to go. But yeah, it works out pretty good. If anybody's interested, I'll do some measurements and specs and all that, and I'll send it to you guys. And I even have a plexiglass top, so that you can see through and get the light through.
Hi, Jolene. Hi, Pals. And everyone else.
Do you know everybody else?
Brian, where are your fucking worms?
I don't even know what that means.
He knows.
He knows nothing.
I don't have a worm farm. I haven't had a worm farm since I left Iowa.
What's stopping you?
I live in New York. Brooklyn,
yeah, you can make
New
one out
York.
of a small Tupperware container.
I'm not gonna grow worms in my apartment.
I do it here. I have a Tupperware container filled with mealworms.
The difference being, John Lynn, is that you have an outside. I have nothing.
No, I would keep it on a bookshelf. I have a bin full of mealworms in a Tupperware container.
I didn't mention.
Right, but you have a place.
Costs $60 on Amazon.
Oh, tight.
Something I didn't
I was gonna
mention.
say, John Lynn, you have a place for them to go.
I mean, they go to their deaths. I feed them to other insects.
Exactly. I have nowhere for them to go. I have no use.
Just start handing worms out to people.
That's not how it
Worms
works.
for you.
Yeah,
That's not
because
how
that
it
goes over real well, inner city Brooklyn. Have you ever been to Bed-Stuy? Yeah. No, probably not. Let me guess. Not a one.
What happened
Anyways,
with Michael Darson's part, guys?
hi everyone.
So good.
Hi Kyle's
Last
head.
night, hi, John Lynn. Oh,
Disembodied.
Michael Darson. He was working on something. I was
Oh,
working
some
on my
Michael
Rizal.
says last night he was working on his Rizal, and my scribing was going good until it wasn't. Michael, do you own a couple of Collins scribe jigs?
Yeah, you have any Collins of Scripes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Get some jiggy jigs.
Yes.
I am looking into getting these scraping jigs.
If it ain't past purple, don't talk to me.
I don't know, man. Now that you kind of demanded it, I don't know.
Wow. You hear this, Colin? Do you hear this bullshit that I'm hearing right now, bro?
Oh,
I'm
I
sweet
buy
for
the
deal, bro.
normal jigs.
Every order gets a sticker.
Oh. Sweetening
Hey,
the pot.
Colin, how accurate is this?
Force my hand, why don't you?
What does
All
it
right,
say?
here is what. Hold on, I'll make him bigger. Ridiculous camera resolution.
What?
Wild.
Oh,
Is that accurate about Canadians?
100%.
Why does it everyone think that Canadians are just about the trees? Because they got a couple maple trees up there, some shit. Seen a couple pine trees, a little bit of
I mean,
snow.
we got maple trees here. We
I
have
know, right?
we get maple syrup here.
trees
But-
grow
but
all
New
over the world.
Now, I mean, technically New Hampshire is considered Canada of America, but I mean,
You guys are the shoot 'em all state, right?
yes.
Shoot 'em all like God sorted them out. That's the state motto, right?
Live for your die, but also that one.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
I saw that Bruce Willis movie.
We got a bunch of trees. Almost too many trees.
My Christmas present for my boss every year is maple syrup. So
Why?
that's like homemade maple syrup that he boils down.
Oh, well, that's different.
Well, he's all about the trees then.
He's all about the trees.
Damn.
I mean, fresh made maple syrup is pretty great, though.
Miguel's like, I'm offended. Don't deny it, Miguel. Don't deny it.
Stay
He's
offended.
licking them blood trees.
Oh my god. I love these scrapers so much, you guys. Holy shit.
Those ceramic scrapers
Oh.
you got?
God, they're so good.
Also, hi, Colin. It's nice talking to you for the first time.
Hello.
This is John Lynn. She's thirsty as fuck.
That is not wrong.
Oh, that is so very woke of you, Gemma. Very self-aware.
I say this all the time. Live by the first, die by the first.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
But I didn't get to
Michael
ask you
Dawson.
guys how y'all were
click
doing.
the link
Like,
in the description for some jigs.
Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
If you guys want
Critical merchandise or Critical Bills merchandise, and also Colin's jigs and the brand new chamfer guides as well. That's all in the description below.
You guys want to take a look at those?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look at it.
Let's
Here, hold on.
So
Bust them out, bro.
pretty straightforward. It's basically training wheels for the sander that comes with it. You just sticky double-sided tape, put your sandpaper on it. Sticks a little bit better with your sandpaper on, but then you just take your part. Now this one's pretty big, but you just basically sand it. And eventually it'll get to a point where you can't sand it anymore because the guards stop it. And then let me just grab. So this was basically what the part started at, just some laminated. And then it just gives you decent chamfers, because I would have never been able to do that by hand. It would have been wonky as shit. So, but yeah, so it comes in like 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, and 3 millimeter. So
Nice.
I don't know. It's one of those things where I was messing around and I made it for myself, and then I was like, that's not so bad. And so I figured, why not offer it? When you do use it, though, and I haven't made a video on it, but you do have to be a little bit aware, just the way it prints. You can see the lines are, they don't go lengthwise. They're back and forth like this. So there is a bit of a, so just like anytime when you're sanding, just make sure when your part's on there that you're not putting a lot of pressure on it, because it will cause friction and burn your part and put a groove in it. And then the other thing that I do is I just wet sand it all the time, because A, it keeps the part kind of lubricated when you're sanding it, but also eventually you get to like you're on a concentrated part of the sandpaper, so wet sanding at least clears out the channel to keep you going.
Okay.
So Colin, Miguel has a question for you.
Yes, they are. So we're partnered together, so he's helping me out. Kind of the big picture plan would be to get them in other resellers. Yeah, but he reached out to me, and I've worked with him before, and he said, you want me to carry them in the store? And I said, sure. So yeah, but I would like to get them elsewhere eventually. Somewhere in the States, ideally, eventually too, just to kind of expand it a bit.
Oh, sure. Right on.
It's kind of getting to the point now where they said the work of packing them and stuff is getting to be pretty cumbersome. There's a guy around me that does injection molding, so that's kind of the thing that I want to look at next, is what would it look like to just injection mold them, because that would inherently be a better part, right? It'd be a lot stronger, and it wouldn't be susceptible to snapping because there wouldn't be any print lines in it. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
And reproduction would be much quicker.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like 2-part slip mold. Yeah, definitely, man.
So that's kind of
Brian knows a thing
summer
or two.
thing to do.
Yeah, but no, what Colin's looking for is absolutely geared towards machined molds, like a steel injection mold, like a slip mold, like a 2-part. Yeah,
Okay.
like it's definitely like the right shit, because they're such a quick turnaround. The heat sink is so good for them. It's just the way you get the perfect thing. Like my molding, like for like the small stuff, the kit stuff, and whatever, like I do is like, it's very good to know that stuff, and it's handy to have, but it isn't necessarily viable for large production stuff. So like the few little models that I've made that are get shipped out to the various people that want them, those are like so boutique. It's like on a production scale, it just like I make like $5 an hour doing that. I get nothing, so that's not why I do it. But yeah, so yeah, like if Colin's got like a good person, like if you've got like someone up there that's that does the production like that can like help you out, or like can work with you on it, and like you can get the molds and run it, because you'll pull, shoot, brother, you're gonna pull thousands off the molds, and they'll make their money back. But It's a bit of an investment.
Well, that's the thing too. Like I said, I build robots, so I'm okay working them, but I wouldn't want to mass produce these on my 3D printer and then send them out to another partner that I'm not friends with and have them have any issues with them too, right? Because at least now, if there is an issue, people message me directly and I can deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Have you thought about trying to go for? It's gonna sound weird, but CNC, like having them made out of like aluminum.
I've thought about it. Haven't really investigated it.
You can get them tooled out of like dimensioned aluminum, like 6160 aluminum, on a router, and they just basically plug it in, and it cuts a bunch of them out of the length of the bar. The bar itself isn't super expensive, and that's actually a pretty good idea. I know some guys that do that shit. Actually, I used to work in that industry, but interesting, huh? Maybe look into that too.
For sure.
Do it. Do it.
I'm
now.
right. Like, right on your shit.
Put those binders in.
Oh god, I have no idea, Kyle. I wish I could step inside your body all extrasensory.
I thought they were in the Cassatria box because that's unless they're in the fucking.
Are they in the Psycho Zaku box?
It's either in the Psycho or the Easy X. Fuck. Those are at the bottom of the stack. Fucking hell, where did I put that?
You spent this entire stream looking for these damn binders.
And also eating cookies.
All the time.
And cookies.
Ooh, also eating cookies. Well, that changes everything.
Cookies. Well, so
Wait,
I
what
put them
kind
in this chocolate chip. Chocolate chip. These ones. They're brown on brown on brown. And they're delicious.
Are those the ones that come in the green packaging?
No, they're coming in a white package.
Gotcha.
They're vegan cookies.
That's cool. Yeah, I think the ones that I get are like veg. Well,
I have to look at what brand it is. I don't remember. Amy always gets them.
what
They
the
like
hell,
Lady-
John Lynn?
Lady
We gotta
Chef
team up
brand.
against Kyle to get him Noah's brandage.
I want to know his brand. Thank you.
We're gonna set up some online game shows where Kyle has to guess the brand and the price on things, and every time he doesn't get the answer right, he gets shocked in the balls.
Do I get a pew sound effect when I get it wrong?
Yeah, and then you get shocked in the balls.
Okay. Can I get a brand new car if I get everything right though?
No.
No, you can buy yourself a brand new car.
Can I choose the car?
Sure.
No,
And
no,
then
no,
at the
no.
end,
I have to
Will
choose
you
the
tell
car.
people to spay and neuter their pets or no? I want to make sure that's covered on the show.
Yes, but I'm still gonna be very creepy to all the hostesses.
Okay, deal. All right. I like it.
Can I be the hostess?
So, Brian,
Oh,
go into
John.
more in depth about the recast of your Twin City Full City kit because Zaku Zero is asking about it.
Oh, what?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I do a little bit here and there, a couple times, a little bit.
For Rick.
Wow.
For GBWC a couple years ago.
Well, it's more than that. Honestly, I was gonna make a perfect grade first and foremost. I was gonna make a perfect grade full city, and that was ridiculous because what the fuck. I mean, I can scratch build. Damn it, my camera won't switch. There it is. I can scratch build and all that, but that doesn't make any fucking sense. So the 100 scale rebake is a wonderful platform to start with those things. I built a lot of the Iron Blooded Orphans kits, and I was a very big fan of the series, and so I decided that I wanted to take a rebake, and I wanted to make it all the things that it should be in a full city as well. So I extended all of the frame. I basically took the kit, I broke it down to its basic everything, and I modified 85% of the parts, right? Extending parts, building new things, creating new components, new binders for the backpack, It used some components that were holdovers, but then the kit became very hard to get a hold of. And so I had to cast additional components that would allow it to be able to be fused with the Barbatos frames from the 100 Full Mechanics lineup. It's first iteration of it, the sculpt and then the molding, without using like a pressure caster. I now have like a good pressure caster setup, like literally right next to me. Before I had that whole setup, I was doing it with like a bunch of very crazy, chaotic, like pump vacuums and like hand pump vacuums and ridiculous things. And I slept like 3 hours a night for 6 months. And I made an 85-piece model kit that converted the rebake, like Froggerman regular rebake, to a full city 100 scale, but also made it, half of an inch, 5/8 of an inch taller, with like the whole new shebangs and all this and that. Frame parts, extended the core, extended the width of the core, extended the height of the core, extended the length of the legs and the arms and everything, brought everything out, built all the armor up and everything. And then again, sculpted a bunch of other stuff, and then made another, the full city, which you can put to any Barbatos kit. It's 150 parts. It's like 40 something molds that I made, all just like here, basically at this workbench in a tiny little apartment in Brooklyn. Like here's just like a box of parts. So this is just a box of so this is like one of the gates for the core, from basically everything. That's the core screws and all that. And then this is more core stuff. That have extra guns. So there's extra guns and everything. This is like arm components. Like this basically these make the sub arms that go inside the binders. Basically just had to take stuff that wasn't available on the market and then modify it to the point where I could reproduce it, because you can't just reproduce those things. Like when I was talking about with Colin about getting like a high quality metal mold and that kind of like 2-part slip mold injection shit, like those are super duper high end things with like high end machines that do that stuff. I pour my resin out of like a little Dixie cup, and I measure it on a kitchen scale here in my apartment. So that's a whole different ball of wax when you talk about things like Super Garage Kit. But so yeah, that's like a very long-winded, and that's going to be a trench coat.
Yes. Okay, so I think we've gone 2.5 hours, so I think this would be a good spot to kind of call it a night, because we've gone a bit over our allotted time. So let's go ahead and go through the round table to see where we can find everybody, starting with our local mud goblin.
Hi guys. I didn't get to show anybody, but I'm working on the unicorn tonight. Working on the legs, whole bunch of legs. But you can find me at JShock on Instagram, John on Take VL on Twitter, Creeping for You 2 on YouTube, and jshock.bigcartel.com, where you can get some cool stuff. And we are approaching the 1-year anniversary of this month. Check out to the end of the month. We're going to be doing some cool shit. And I stream on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Find me. Go to your local swamp, cornfield, attic, your attic more specifically, and I'm there.
Okay, thank you, John Lynn. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's
Kyle's ass.
Kyle's
ass.
The wagon.
Oh man. Oh man.
Kyle, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me in my workroom, building Gunpla. Coolest Gunpla builder. Yeah. That's the first and probably only time I've said that in months.
Okay. Thank you, Kyle. I guess.
It's been a pleasure.
Apologies, man. This has been some weird on stream.
No, it's been good. I appreciate you guys having me on. It was fun. HiCraig everywhere. So Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Eventually, again, maybe after this. So I'm gonna try to start streaming again. We'll see. HiCraig.storeenvy.com to get your scribe jigs, event jigs, whatever jigs. There's still a few left of the limited edition right now, so we haven't sold out yet, but it's not going to be long. So if you are interested in getting the Pabst patented purple, then head over to my store, cop it. Or the alternative is to partake in Critical Builds. So thanks again for having me on the show. It's been awesome.
Hell yeah, man! Thank you. We might have you on an actual Critical Builds episode, like none of this malarkey. So hopefully we'll get you on there. All right, and then let's go back to this guy. Thank you guys for watching. No, thank you guys for watching. It's been a strange one, full of pirate jokes and Kyle Zoss just all over the screen. But yeah, again, guys, if you guys are interested in the jigs from Kyle, the Critical Builds limited edition stuff, it's all in the description on YouTube down below. Solid Colin. It's been a long day, man. I'm tired. It's all in the description down below. That also includes all of the Critical Builds merchandise, as well as where you can find everybody. And then again, with the proper episode of Critical Builds, that is March 27th with special guest Tex Marquise. And then finally, if you guys don't follow Critical Builds does have its own Instagram now. So you guys, I mean, there's no posts on there right now, but
t-shirts, Babs.
Yeah, okay, I'll say it, don't worry. So Critical Builds does have an Instagram account now. There's nothing on there yet, but we are working on putting some content on there. And then finally, It's All Words Baby and To Me It's a Fail shirts, those again will only be available up until the 27th, and then those will be gone. Whether or not they'll be back at some point, who knows. But then you guys can look forward to some new stuff coming out. And with that, guys, I want to bid everybody a good night. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you guys maybe next week. We'll see if we're going to do another one of these. All right, so take it easy. And be well and build something kick-ass. See you guys.
Guys. Bye.